I'm gonna turn this on and we should be rocking. All right, there goes our time. Come on, turn green, suckers. There we go. Yeah, I do. That's coughed up. Yep. Go ahead. 1, 2, YouTube is in the house. Waiting for Facebook. But in the meantime, the man of the hour.
Look at how serious I look.
Oh, bro, you always look good. That's first. There we go. We get them right. There we go, Jed. That's camera 1. We're in the building. Checking camera 2. See what's happening. There we go. A little closer. Yeah. All right, y'all. We're in the house. Give a check 1, 2, Jerry.
1, 2.
All right. I'm gonna YouTube and where we at. You guys, hold on. I'm just gonna check. And who's ever in the house, please let me know the audio values. I checked on my headphones. I just want to make sure it's good for you guys out there in Facebook, YouTube, all those good worlds. Make sure you get. I see a problem because the internet is acting a little funny. So I'm gonna check on my phone real quick.
So we're live right now?
Yes, we are.
So I got to be on my best behavior?
Yes, you do, man.
All right.
You know.
All right.
If you guys don't know, this is Hall of Fame Cuemaker, Jerry McWorter. Besides being a very adept musician. I'm gonna let him tell it though, but we just checking. I'm just checking this out. So if anybody's tuned in, you guys will give me a little heads up on the sound. Because for some reason my Facebook is acting silly. But we'll get it in a second. I don't know why. Anybody in the house? Okay. I'm on.
Look what we have here.
Here we go. Comment. Let me see. Thanks, Tanner, my man. Hey, Tanner, better than yesterday? Because I did some adjustments. Better than yesterday, my man. Not tinny, sounding full. My man Jerry sounding good.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I'll just wait for Tanner to give me that one more heads up, and then we'll be all right. We'll be ready to rock and roll. But I think we're going to be good. So, if you guys been living under a rock and you don't know, let me give you a little. I'll let you know who the man is.
Sexy.
Some pretty sexy stuff. Okay, thanks, Tanner. All right, we're in the house. Yo, what's up? It's your man, Hanna. I'm here with a special guest today. My man is near and dear to my heart, a great friend, a great person, and a great supporter of pool. Hall of Fame Cuemaker, Jerry McWorter.
Glad to be here with you. No, wait a minute. Let's get this straight.
Okay.
I'm here because I'm your friend, or because I'm deserving. Maybe people want to hear from me. This is a sympathy friend thing?
No,
okay.
I don't do sympathy friends. I only do smart friends.
Okay.
I only do smart friends. Y'all out there know Jerry McWorter, man. If you don't know, the guy, incredible cues, incredible, and not only are they incredible looking, they played as incredible as they look.
That was our slogan for
yeah.
25 years, was a cue that actually plays as good as it looks.
Man, so we're gonna start at the beginning.
That's pretty good. A pretty good slogan.
That's you too. You actually play as good as you look.
Yeah, well, not really that way, but you know. Yeah.
Nah, the guys are definitely just. So Jerry, how'd you get started making cues, buddy?
I made my first cue in high school wood shop.
Get out of town.
Yeah, and I have it.
You dead serious?
I'm dead serious. I was playing pool, started playing pool like 16 years old at the bowling alley, like everybody did, coin-op tables and that.
Right.
And then I ended up kind of migrating to the pool room a little bit, a local place here, and ran into some good players. And it was in wood shop and was interested in cues, so I decided as a high school project I was going to make my first pool cue. Wow. And so I had a junky old cue that I took the hardware for the joint out of. Okay. But I knew enough that I was working on machinist metal lathes. I wasn't working in just in the wood shop, like on a wood lathe. Wow. I was doing the machining on a metal lathe. Yeah.
That's
Hey, wait a
incredible.
minute, that dude just took those boxes of cookies away. What do we got?
That's Mr. Brett Garson. This is his birthday
What the
today.
hell?
Everybody say happy birthday to Brett, baby.
Happy birthday, Brett.
to Brett Garson, man. The guy that does a lot of hard work. The guy's awesome. So you made your first cue in woodshop. When did you know that so when was your first cue given or sold?
Okay. So I made that cue in woodshop. And then I grew up in the construction business.
Okay.
So my dad did excavation, structural concrete, and that kind of heavy construction stuff, which that's the business I grew up in. That's the work I did. So then in the
Hold up, I'm sorry, dude. Just one second. Come here, Brett. Did you just want to say happy birthday to you? Well, make sure.
Oh.
We got him on. Brett Garson, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Cuetec is in the building. That's the man.
happy birthday.
All right, there you
29 years old again.
I had to do it. Thanks, Rob. So, all right, Jared.
Okay, so I made my cue in high school woodshop, and I grew up in the construction business doing structural concrete, heavy construction work. In the late 80s, where we lived in California, around Glendale, California, in that area, there was a moratorium and construction work really took a hit and kind of stopped. Developing stopped for whatever reason, I don't know. And I decided, well, I was going to work on cues a little. I was going to start selling cues in the pool room. Was my idea.
All right.
So I went up to Santa Barbara and I played with a Robinson cue, John Robinson.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
From Santa Barbara. That's the only cue I really ever owned. Right. So I played with that cue, and I went to John Robinson and I said, hey John, how about if you make me some kind of plain front cues and pretty simple cues and stuff that players could afford, and I move them around the pool room and stuff.
Right.
Now listen to what he tells me. He says, I can't do it. There's no money in it.
What?
There's no money in it. So I decided, well, I'll just make these cues myself then.
Since there's no money, I'm going to make them myself.
Since there's no money, and I'm going to make them myself. So I started making plain cues and started making player cues.
Okay.
And I mean, I needed to make money now. So I mean, I was working 80 hours a week, building cues and making sawdust, right? Just doing it.
Right.
I needed to make money immediately.
Okay.
Wasn't going to be like this long, keep my job and this long term. No.
Right.
I'm in.
You're like sweat equity. Here we go.
So I started making these plain. And I never made sneaky Pete's or any of that stuff. I went straight in. Ornate? And no, they were plain front cues, joint plain.
Right.
But in pretty short order, I kind of got my dimensions together and the dimensions of the cue and measurements, and I kind of got it together. I was buying the shafts from Ernie Gutierrez, who was a good friend of mine.
Gina.
Yeah, Gina Q.
What's up, Ernie?
So I was buying shafts from Ernie, and I started making the butts. It took me about 2 years to realize John Robinson was right. There's no money in it.
Wow.
It's just too much work, and how do you compete with the big production companies and stuff that are turning out a great product?
This is true.
That for the masses. So then I started putting points and inlays. No, not inlays. Putting veneered points in my cues.
Right.
And I started doing it myself. I didn't buy blanks that were made or anything.
Wow.
So I started doing it myself.
Okay.
And when you find one of those cues, you can say he was doing it himself because it was horrible. But but I knew I was smart enough to know you got to start and you got to do it and you got to just do the work yourself. You can't rely on everybody else. You'll get to the finish line, you'll get there faster.
Right. Teach
yourself to do it. So that's what I started doing. I started putting points in cues and it just went from there. I never went back. I never.
That's incredible. So, when did you start to become Jerry McWorter, the Cuemaker?
Actually, the day I was born. My mother gave me that name, and I've stuck with it all of these years.
I love it. I'm going to get him. You got me right there.
Yeah.
You got me right there. When did the world acknowledge you as Jerry McWorter?
Well, here we are at the Expo in the American Cuemakers Association area.
Yeah.
Right? I wasn't one of the founding members. I was one of the second meeting that had ever happened when the American Cuemakers Association started. I mean, it's like the Beatles. My timing was perfect. Elvis was gone. Music had started changes. These young kids started writing their own songs, and they were in the right place at the right time. When the Beatles started, they were 17, 18 years old, and they got a gig in Hamburg in Germany, playing at these strip clubs and stuff. They played from 8 at night till 4 in the morning, 7 nights a week.
Wow, that's a grind.
But they got tight and they got good because they were at the right place at the right time. And only an 18-year-old kid would take that gig.
That's right.
So but their timing was perfect, and that's the where I was in the cue business.
There it
so
is.
When I started making cues, I immediately was into the American Cuemakers Association, and well, within a couple of years, I should say, a few years, and that's where you meet people and you learn how to do things. And the best thing that ever helped my career was setting my cues up next to all of these other great cue makers, and you got to sit there and compare your stuff to theirs.
Right.
And you go, oh, my finish has got to be better. My wrap's got to be better. This looks better. You know, you just have to improve. And then a lot of the guys were just friendly, and you made friends with them and trading information, and you know, get better. So even now, I would tell any cue maker that's serious about it, you got to get into the American Cuemakers Association, and you got to come here and pay your dues.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, you said the guys were friendly, and is that a testament to you, or are they like I'm gonna tell you the secret to my super inlay? People was like that, or they just gave you the general information?
It's funny, a new cue maker guy was talking to me yesterday. He's coming up to me and was kind of asking advice, and I'll tell you the advice I gave him. You ready for this? And this, I already know. This is not advice he was going to get from anybody else in the building. There's probably 10,000 cues in here and probably 100 cue makers. Yeah. And here's the advice he's not going to get from anybody. This is what I told him. I said, first and foremost, be a good dude. Be nice. Be somebody that people want to hang out with. Be friendly.
Right.
If you make friends and you're good with people and people like you, they're gonna share things with you.
Okay.
And that's first and foremost. And then the other thing is just keep your head down and work and try to do, you know, and learn and constantly be improving. But it's all relationships at every level.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
That makes sense.
So I remember walking when the Expo was at it was now the casino, but across town a little bit. And it was, you were there.
Okay.
It was something. The basement was where this Expo and all the event tournaments went on. And then the hotel was right above it. So, you know, you could go up to your room and take a little nap or eat something and do whatever. And you go right back down to your booth. It was really great, you know. And then in the real basement was where all the action was at. And so it was really something. Occasionally in the basement, they would have other events going on. And they had a knife show one year, and I was walking around.
Wait a minute, chop knife.
Knife show. Which they're like cue makers, you know. They're super high end. It's a real trade.
Right.
So we were just me and a few of the cue makers were walking around, and I was walking around with Bill Schick.
Oh yeah.
And he was a good friend of mine, and I was young in cue making. I probably was, I don't know, maybe I only making cues 5 or 6 years. It's 30 years ago, and we're walking around. And I had to be longer than that. This is 31 years that Hopkins has been doing this event.
That's right.
And I've been at every one of them except the very first one. So I've been here 30 years.
Wow.
So I was probably 10 years into the business. And I don't know what the question was. Maybe he was asking what advice I could give. And this is what he said. In typical hillbilly Bill Schick vernacular, he says, just keep your head down and mind your knitting.
Mind your knitting.
Mind your knitting.
Like mind your business.
Just keep your head down and do your thing.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and which means, you know, don't get into controversies, don't have problems with people, pay attention to your work, concentrate on what you're doing. It's about you. It's not just all of those things your grandmother told you, you know. And that was good advice. So the advice I gave the guy yesterday: be a good dude, be fun, be a good hang. Don't annoy people, and you'll learn. People will be willing to help you.
That makes a lot of sense. So, what is your crowning achievement?
Well, it would have to be the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
How where the years went by. Here's another thing. Is my crowning achievement.
Is that John Lehman? Hold up. I got John Lehman.
Pace.
John Lehman in the house.
Good to see you, man.
What up, man? How you doing? We're gonna see John Lehman pretty soon in the Hanna Cup. We got him.
Number one.
Man, you number one. All right, Jay, go ahead. That's why we live, y'all. Y'all getting it. Y'all getting it the same way I get it live. Go ahead, Jay.
Probably one of the things that I'm very proud of is that people can see walk up and see my cues, and they just know what it is. It's like hearing, you know, I go back to the Beatles or the Stones or whatever. Right. You hear Neil Young, you know who it is.
Right.
And whether they never heard the song or not. And so when people see my style and my look, they just know it's one of my cues. That's a real, I'm proud of that, because having an identifiable style is really everything. That's another piece of advice that I got early, probably from Ernie. We were good friends in the pool room, and he was helping. I was in his shop a lot.
He's a good dude. I know he makes super fantastic cues and all that, but besides that, he is a very nice man.
He was very instrumental in me in the beginning of my career, and I was in his shop all the time, and he helped me with what he could. And I mean, he ain't like going to sit down and show you anything.
No,
but,
I know.
But he was very supportive and steer me in the right materials and that kind of thing.
So I got one for you.
Hey, Jeremy.
I got one for you. I almost worked in Ernie's shop.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, almost worked. But I was like, that guy's dead serious. I'm not.
Yeah.
He's dead serious. You can't be playing around going over there to the Genie Q shop.
So one of the things that he told me is that find your style of whatever it's going to be and do that and nothing else. Which means I do a 3/8-10 flat face joint. I've never done anything else. I've never put a stainless joint on in my life. I've never put an insert in a shaft.
Right.
Once I designed, very early, I designed what my style was going to be, very Southwest-ish, you know?
Yeah.
And I've never changed. My dimensions have been the same. A shaft from 30 years ago will screw right on one of my cues. And my opinion is, for cue makers, don't be the guy that, if you want a stainless joint, sure. You want this kind of joint, sure. You want an insert, you want this. The guys that want to feel like, I can grab the market by doing a little bit of everything. You don't define yourself. Now you're just, you're nondescript.
That makes a lot of sense.
Define who you are.
And stick to it, right?
Right.
Stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about it.
Remember when you used to come around wearing shorts and tank tops all the time?
And
then you decided just to change and come with this look, and you stuck with it. Now people identify with you.
That's true.
So there you go.
At least you didn't tell them about my stripper days. I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. So,
well, you're working more than dollar bills these days. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother. So listen, you said when they see a McWorter cue, they know it. So what's the identifiable traits? The biggest one.
The biggest compliment I ever get is the word that I hear all the time, which is elegant.
That's a fact.
And just a kind of a classy look. And I don't mean to brag on myself, but this was a compliment somebody told me I'm most proud of.
Okay.
You ready for this?
All right. Hit me.
He said, he's the master of the fine line.
Yes, you are.
How good is that quote?
That's gold.
That's the master of the fine line.
That could be your logo, master of the fine line.
Yeah.
Because, if you guys haven't ever seen
play one of the videos, and you can.
We're gonna play this one is called Silver Smoke.
Yeah, so that's 10 thousandths thick sterling silver, and which is all I use. So it's a very fine line,
All right. What about this one? This is what's called the Anniversary.
Yeah, you can see all the little shimmering there of all those little bow tie kind of things. It's the same. It's that 10 thousandths thick bezeled wire. Jeweler's
man,
silver.
So you're a patient man, huh?
Well, yeah. I've been married 30 years.
Yo, listen, Jan McWorter, that's I love that lady.
Yeah.
She's so genuine, and I know she was a killer pool player and stuff. I know her outside of that.
Right.
What a just genuine person.
Yeah.
That's why I think you're such a good dude. But the silver smoke.
Silver smoke, yeah.
How long did that take you to complete?
Okay, this is the most common question I get asked all the time, and I don't really have an answer for it.
Okay.
In all honesty.
Give me a general.
This is the description. The cue making is a process, and it's such a long process that you're spending time turning down shaft wood, prepping wood, I build the steel pins, I mold my own rubber bumpers, I do all of this stuff. So you got so many processes going at the same time that the final stages of doing maybe inlay work in the cue that you've already built, that's the last things to happen.
Okay.
So I'm working on, so 1 week I might be working on the shop and prepping all kinds of wood that I won't get to for another year, shaft wood turning down, but you got to be ready, because when that year comes along, you've got to have materials that are prepared to work with, and you've got to now prep for what you may use 6 months from now. It's so much do 15 minutes and wait a day for something to dry or cure, or do 10 minutes of work and wait 3 weeks, So really what it comes down to is how much product can you put out in the course of a year.
Right.
So
how many cues do you put out in the course of a year?
Last year I did like 40 cues, which is me running by myself. I made 100 cues for a long time. When I had an employee with me, 15 years ago, maybe more than that. But right now, working by myself, which I love, because I've got the trifecta going.
Okay.
Play as much pool as I want, play as much music as I want, and make cues as much as I want. And I love all three of them, and none of the other ones get in the way of the other one.
Right, because it's kind of synchronicity there.
So and I'll be doing all of them till I'm 90 years old, just because I love to do it. So
man, that is crazy. So
I had this realization a couple of years ago, and I thought, well, what would I do if I retired?
Right.
I'd say, well, I'd play as much pool as I wanted, I'd make cues as much as I wanted, and I'd play as much music. I've been retired for 20 years.
How you like it?
How do you like it?
How you like it? Listen, guys. So right now, I know Spencer has one. I know Chris has one. I'm trying to think of the other notables. Who's the most?
Want me to tell you the class thing about Chris Reinhold?
I already know, but yeah.
Great player.
Yep.
Played Moscone. Played with my cue in the Moscone Cup. He bought those cues. He's got a Predator deal and other things like that as his business, and I'm all for it.
Absolutely.
Go make that money. And we are very, very good friends. He lives like 6 blocks from me. But he said, man, I'm not asking for nothing. I don't want to owe nobody nothing. I don't want any obligations. I want to pay you for the cue and buy the cue. How you like that?
That's
a pool
strong.
Player that's coming.
Gonna buy a cue, right? Yeah,
that's strong.
You pool players out there, you know what he's talking about. But I think, man, it's a testament to you too, because have you ever turned somebody down who wanted to buy your cue?
Yes. Not more. This is the scenario that's happened a few times. Not very many.
Right.
A customer would give me a deposit or something and order something, and then persist to be a complete pain in the ass.
Right.
And I just send their deposit back, and they're done. That's the end of that. On maybe 1 or 2 occasions, somebody, I can't really, maybe I've sold them a cue, and then they start talking about this and that and giving me problems. I never have people coming back with quality problems or any of that stuff. And I just said, send the cue back and let me look at it. I send their money back and delete their number. Done.
That's it.
And don't. And that hasn't happened very many times but I don't have any time.
So what do you think about, have you ever had anybody try to duplicate your design, like try to imitate?
Oh, China's been knocking my designs off for years. Yeah. So I mean, you can look at there's time I looked at catalog pages and like 12 of my designs, all of it, knocking them off absolute best they can.
Wow. So how do you handle it? What do you do?
Well,
or do you do? Man, you take my thing off.
No, here's the kind of the legal situation.
Okay.
Trying to, enforce a copyright or patent in China. Good luck. No chance. Microsoft can't do it. What chance do I have doing it? Right. But once a dealer, this comes up from time to time.
Okay.
Once an American dealer, they don't know, and they buy cues, and it's my dead knockoff. Once they've been ported into the United States, they're now liable. So now I can go to that dealer and say, you're selling a product is violating my copyright.
Wow.
And that's happened on a couple of occasions. It told the dealers that cue, and that cue are my designs, and now that it's on U.S. soil, you're liable for what you are selling. And then they just don't order those anymore, and they've just kind of just out of professional courtesy. That's happened.
Right. But the first part is that you have your designs copyrighted.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yes.
So if you make, let's say, if I made a shirt, a hat, or my logo, or something like that. If I copyright it, I'm protected.
Well, in the reality, the fact that you've made it and you can prove that you're the first original artist, it's your work. It's your artwork. That is the.
Okay, so on the mental side, the Jerry side, is that a compliment to you? Is that did you get mad? Like, how do you feel about it?
It's a compliment. I don't worry about the Chinese stuff. There's nothing I can do about it. There has been occasions where American cue makers knocking my designs off. Now that's a problem.
Okay.
That I've had, and Thomas Wayne has had that problem. A lot of different cue makers have had that problem.
All the greats.
Where American cue maker is, and people come to me and show me a cue and stuff, and it's a complete knockoff, and they ask me what the value of it is. I say the value of it is zero. It's not worth anything.
Wow.
Because it's stolen artwork, you know.
Okay.
So anybody that's a real fan of mine and knows what my stuff is, they're going to want the original thing,
right?
You know, and they're not going to pay for a knockoff.
Okay.
And then so for somebody that doesn't know anything, you know, that market, they're not used to paying real big money for things anyway.
So I was going to say, if me and you went to court, you said I knocked off your design, I said it's not. You said it's not original McWorter, I say it is. Do you have any proprietary techniques that could prove it? Like no paperwork, no nothing. But you can take it to court and say, if you do this, I don't want you to give nothing up. I'm saying if you do this, this, and this, Your Honor. No,
it's design. It's all visual. You can just see the design and know. People come up all the time and say, "Look at that cue, Jerry. Don't you think that's pretty close to?" Yeah, it crosses a line.
Right.
Some of them are like, "No, it's the flavor of it, and I'm not worried about it." But it's just in the visual, and it's art.
Okay.
You know, so.
I'm saying like a Southwest, like when you had to get it authenticated if you wanted to sell it. They take the butt cap off.
No. You can look at my cues and know I made them for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
So, but I'm saying if you had to go to court of law to prove you can make it, you can prove it.
Oh yeah.
That's
nobody's gonna try to knock my cue off and say pass it off as a McWorter to anybody that knows anything.
Okay. That's now, what I was getting.
Yeah. And then the cues too, these knockoff cues, the market, they're $300 or $400 cues. You know, they're not.
Listen,
you know,
guys.
the original thing is $7,000. You know, they're
easy work.
Yeah. So it's not. They're really not in the same market. Like Cuetec.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, great company. Been around much longer than I have been. Right. I mean, they were sponsoring Earl and stuff when I was a kid.
Allison Fisher with the white Cuetec.
And
baby.
we're essentially in different businesses. We're not in competition.
Absolutely.
I mean, I support all these companies.
You do. That's a fact. I'm gonna tell y'all, if Jerry is behind you, he's behind you 100%. And, you know, I met the gentleman first time I was doing the Chuck Markoulis tournament over there in Hard Times, and I was doing the one pocket and stuff. And Jerry came in there and started commentating, and we were together. I was like, man, this guy is witty. I was like, yay, somebody witty, yay. And he has his own take on it. Very, very smart, very astute. Straight pool player, and then the next time I met you,
I'm a one pocket player now.
Okay. Well, when I met him, he was a rotation player, and we was playing 15 ball rotation over there at House of Billiards in Ventura, and Jerry came and bust the game.
That was my stomping grounds. That's where I grew up playing.
He came and bust the game, guys. He just ran out. The dude just ran out, 15 ball, bing, bing, bing. I think he did it like twice, and we were like, bro, the good guys are down there.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So I started playing around the bars as a kid, right? 16 or whatever years old. And I was 17, and there was a bar down the street, and they would let me come in and play in the afternoons and stuff, and I'm playing 8-ball, and I just couldn't wait to make my very first 8-ball run. You know, what that monument, step, that rite of passage is break and run out of break of 8-ball.
So what are you going to show them?
So then I got out, somebody steered me, and I started going to House of Billiards when I was 17. Wasn't even a legal age yet. It's my first major caper, right?
Yep.
So for 9 months or something, I was sneaking under the wire and playing House of Billiards. And so I'd been playing there for maybe 2 years. And now I'm around real players, and I'm learning to play the game.
Yeah.
Right? So some guy comes in, and which there was just so much more action in those days. The pool room was a whole different deal.
Right.
I mean, you could play for $2 a game or $200 a game and everything in between.
Facts.
And so you'd play these cheap games, and you'd pump up your $50 or $60, and then you'd go fire at that guy for 10 a game who you can't beat, and he'd rob you, and you'd go back and pump back up again. So it's this daily process around good players. So I was playing some guy in there, and now he start woofing and say, well, I can play you some on the bar table. You want to play some 8-ball on the bar table? I'll play.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the bars down the street. Let's go play. And I hadn't been playing any bar pool at all. I'd never made an 8-ball run.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
I hadn't made my 8-ball run. So I say, we'll go down the street, and we're playing like 20 a game. I run 4 out of them from the break. 4 racks in a row from the break.
You killed your action.
Who cares? So I went from never making an 8-ball run to putting 4 on him out of the gate.
Wow.
That's being around a pool room, being around real players, being around big tables, and learn, you know.
It was different.
It's a whole other world.
Yeah.
So when you learn to play. You can't learn to play by yourself at home.
Right.
And you can't learn to play in a room where there's no good players.
Y'all heard that?
So.
Y'all heard that. You heard the man. He broke it down for you. So the other thing when I met you for a while was when you was running around with John Schmidt and he Mr. 626.
Yeah.
Man, listen, I don't care what y'all think or say, whatever. John Schmidt and that 626 stands forever in history.
He crossed.
First man to do. You can say whatever. I don't care. He did it.
He did.
Nobody else did it till he did it.
And to all the bozos out there that say, "Well, it never happened," where Ra's seen the video, he's seen the whole thing.
I was there. You guys know me. I keep it 1,000. I keep it 1,000. I went there. It was super.
It was an event we held.
It was
one of the
event.
events.
It was so nice down there, and the whole history because Jerry. I'm gonna let him tell it, but Jerry rapped for real.
No, I wasn't.
You didn't rap?
No, I did a lot.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I was
but
up
not
there.
For the official.
Not that one. I was.
that,
as a matter of fact, I was playing the straight pool tournament in Vegas, and Lehman was the referee and running the tournament.
Right.
And it was Memorial Day or Labor Day.
Yeah.
Labor Day in 2018. No, 19. It was like a few months before the lockdown. Right. And so I was playing at that tournament, and he was up there on his 30-day junket where he would go. He went to Monterey, and they got a room and everything, and he had his corner man who did the racking and did all the, and they set up the video cameras and did the whole production, and he would go in 7-8 hours a day and play on this one particular table at the pool room in Monterey. And it was kind of blocked off, and he'd just go in and just go to work every day and just put it in because it was trying to break this thing. And so, and I would go up there and I'd stay for 3 or 4 days at a time, and then I'd have to go back home and get gigs and do whatever. And so I didn't happen to be there the day that he did break it.
Okay.
But I was in the tournament, and I got the call.
Right.
I got the call from his wife and said he's over 600 and he's still playing.
So
and I dropped out of the tournament right there, got in the car, and drove 12
That's what
hours.
I'm talking about. So with your involvement in it, how did that strike you? How did you take that he did it? 626 balls. Even at the time when he was there.
Now I'm going to get serious with you here for a second.
Let's get serious. That's what I want.
So he did this, and we got it all. He got it all on video.
Right. Yep. Video
That record hadn't been broken in 64 years. I think it was 54 is when Mosconi did it.
It's crazy.
And every player that come down the junket from there were very few people that had run 400 balls.
Right.
Very few.
Right.
Mizrak had run 440. There was a very small list. Strickland run over 400 balls.
That guy.
So it was a very small list.
Yeah.
Right. So he was taking dead aim at trying to break this thing.
Okay.
And he was getting. It was ridiculous because 200 ball runs. So he's keeping track. Balls running over 200 ball runs. He had done well over 200 times, like 230 times.
Wait. Hold on.
In his career.
232 times he ran over 200.
Over 200. So that number got to the point where it was pretty easy, kind of relatively easy.
Okay.
But when he started getting into the 350 range, that's when the high-speed wobbles would kick in. And now his nerves, and he just runs around the table, just shoots just doesn't even take aim and just. Yeah. But then when you start getting those bigger numbers, now it's slowing down, and now it's I mean, you remember, you saw. Yeah,
I saw
the video.
So
incredible. For him to cross that line and then he had a 490 run. Had a 490 run, and something bad happened. He got stuck up or somewhere, and that was the end of that. Now, that's getting close to 526. You're within sniffing distance from right there. So he had all of these ups and downs, and then when he finally pulled it off, it was so then we took the videotape and we did a voiceover. Me and him did a voiceover of it.
Yep.
Watched and it was the voiceover is great. And walking him through everything that was happening and just the emotions and all this stuff. So then we took this show and we took it out on the road. This is during the lockdown, but we went to Illinois and did a road tour and took it all around. And we're showing people this thing, and it was a live show where the video was running the whole time, which ran about 4 hours.
Okay.
Right? And people think, who's going to sit for 4 hours? It was amazing. People, I'm telling you, people would walk out of there, women would just, with a tear in their eye. I mean, it was
amazing,
emotional.
It
was crazy.
I gained a lot of respect for that man, watching him go through that.
Go through what he did.
I think for real, it was so inspiring. I think if John I don't know if he can write. You probably could write, but he should write a book about just that moment, that journey, because it truly is.
It had never
it's
been
like,
done.
You know, climbing Everest. Or I know. I'm. You know.
No, that's right.
Yeah, and it's never been done. And he did it.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of these guys that just ooze talent. I mean, it's just
John Schmidt. Listen, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna take a sidetrack. This is a true story. Sidetrack.
I got one.
People
for you,
say,
too.
"Oh, he's a real good golfer." He's a real good golfer. So he was playing down in Florida, playing pool down in Florida. He was living down there.
Yeah.
And he's going to the pool room all the time. And some guys were in there and woofing and talking about, well, they played golf, and it says John plays really good golf. You should take him out. Oh yeah, well we played. You know. And said, so John says, well, you've never played our private club. It's tough. These guys are saying this to John. So John was in stroke playing pool and he was in stroke playing golf.
Okay.
He goes to their country club with them. The course record is 60. John shoots 61. Goes back to the pool room, and these guys, their eyes are like saucers. Like, I don't know what happened, but he just 61.
How you like
the course
that?
record?
See, you can't fake greatness,
right?
Bro.
So a couple weeks later, they invite him back. He shoots 61 again.
Shut the front door.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
stupid shit like that he does. It's just a talent. It's crazy.
That's insane. So
let me get back to so we go out and doing these shows, and so now the video is running. People watching from beginning to end, and we have the voiceover commentary. And then about every half hour, me and John would go up on stage, and I'd be live interviewing him, talking about what's going on, and telling the story. And then we'd go back to the voiceover, and we had it mapped out really good. It was a show. But the thing about it is again, this hadn't been done. Nobody had been trying to do it, and it was just kind of lost. The straight pull was
dead on.
But to see the emotional swing that he went through to try to accomplish this. Now, John's a volatile guy. In case anybody that don't know. I mean, I love him like a brother, but he's a volatile dude. You know, he was so emotional going through this because he was sure that he was going to get down to around about 500, and he was going to miss the simplest ball and be the biggest dog that ever lived.
Yes.
And it was just going to go through history as the biggest dog that ever lived. Now, the good dude's won the U.S. Open. He's won many major tournaments. He's won one pocket tournament, straight pull tournaments.
Yeah.
But he just was so riddled with self-doubt, at the same time, supremely confident. Now, how do you put those two things together? I don't know.
Yeah.
But so to see the emotion that he went through, and when he got down to those final numbers and he had to cross the line, this is the part that's so amazing, is he's talking to Doug Desmond, who's racking his balls in the handler, and the balls are open, and he's got literally a 1 foot shot, and he's just in a daze. He's just in a daze. He's just moving like a mummy, and he's looking at Doug, and Doug says, how many do I need? He says to Doug, how many do I need? He says, you need 2. You need 2 balls. 1 to tie the record, 2 to beat the record. So he gets down and rolls. I get emotional even thinking about it. He gets down and shoots that first ball, and then looks back at Doug and says, how many do I need? He says, you need 1 to beat the record.
Oh boy.
Now he walks off stage and he pulls off his glove and stuff and starts walking around. He's so emotional. He can't see. He can't see. Right. He's just scared to death.
Absolutely.
Scared to death that he's going to be known as just the baddest dog that ever lived.
That's a lot of pressure.
The pressure was unbelievable.
That's a lot of pressure.
And people talking online, you'll never do it, you're a loser, this and that.
Right.
And then the cheering section, so it's the front of the whole pool world, that people know this is why he's trying to do it.
Right.
So he's just mounted this amazing pressure on him like crazy. So he steps off stage, away from the balls, and just kind of walks around. And the owner of the pool room was a Navy SEAL. And he goes to the guy and he says, what advice do you have for me? And the guy says, do what you're trained to do. Now there's how more military answer is that.
That's right.
Just do what you're trained to do. And he walks out and he puts the glove on. He makes that first ball, and I'm talking these balls are hanging. They're a foot from the hole. Right. But as he always says, it looks like trying to shoot a basketball through a Cheerio. I mean, it just looks impossible. So he rolls this ball in, and now he's thinking, you know what? I got to get over the line because we could have made a mistake over the rack or I mean, count or something like that.
Right.
I got to make sure to run at least another 15 or 20 balls and make sure that no mistakes and I get over the line. So he struggles through that rack and he gets a good break shot, opens the balls, kind of struggles through that rack, and now he's feeling confident that he's got it going on.
Right.
Now he starts picking his pace up and slaps off another 100 on top of it.
That's
until then he finally got stuck in some weird combination that he couldn't. And then so we would do this show and people would see that emotional roller coaster. Amazing. It was amazing. Well, I'm telling you more than once, people would just have tears in their eyes to see what this dude was doing.
I watched it, and what it gained for me, I gained a whole nother level of respect for John Schmidt.
Yeah.
I really did, because when I first met him, I was running around with Bo Running Game. We was in the pool where we had a little beef.
Yeah.
It wasn't really beef, but we had a little beef. He was in John for once in his life was in a bad game. He was in a bad game and he wanted to call the game. Well, I said, man, we came up here in the snow. You got to play these sets, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to play. We locked it up, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah. But anyway, we beefed a little bit after that and we worked it out. And I went to still support him. But it's just, to me, like when you go to do something that nobody's never done, or somebody's did it and you're trying to surpass that, and the pressure from outside sources is crazy.
It's like the first person that ran the 4-minute mile.
Right.
You know,
right.
Once a line's been crossed, then the other people think, well, they can do it too, and they can.
You can.
You just gotta unlock your brain.
Yeah.
And make that happen.
Yeah.
And then Jason Shaw, got together and they put the table out and
listen,
that
eagle eye, he's gonna break 1,000, Jerry.
Dude. He doesn't even. He hasn't aimed since 1984. I mean, he just lays his cue down.
I know.
It's crazy. How does somebody? I don't get it.
Jerry, I think though the guy to really do it, really do it, is Thorsten Homan.
Thorsten, boy, I love Thorsten's game, but he plays too slow.
Too slow to get there?
Yeah, it takes too much energy. Jason, but you want to know something? Schmidt called it a year or so before that. He says, if anybody's going to do it, he says, I think it's going to be Shaw.
Because he knew what it takes to get there.
Yeah, because you can't
belabor it. And
you just got to roll. It's just got to be a rhythm and a roll, and you just got to, and the tempo. So if you're a real player that it's just going to take too much energy, take too much time, you'll be spent. You just can't do it. So, buddy, that's fast and loose and just riding that way. Jason's the perfect person.
Shout out to Shaw, man. Yeah, a good dude. I just think for Schmitty, for his sake, I wish that it would have been embraced in the right way. Maybe the way you guys put it out wasn't palatable at that time for people in the States. We all want everything free and everything.
Well, first you got to remember that a lot of work. There was during the lockdown.
Yeah.
So when we went out and showed it, we went to in Illinois. The state wasn't locked down near like it was out in California.
Right.
So we put together these events and stuff. So that the lockdown had a lot to do with the timing of it too.
See, that makes sense.
But John's position also was, I'm not going to just put this thing out online and have people just knock it off or have. If he's the only one that saw the video, and if he's the only one that was there, he was happy because he did it.
Feel that. No, the guy,
still to this day, a lot of morons that say, "Oh, it never even happened. He just made this."
You know what I think too? I think when you do something that's never been done like that, he did it to Mosconi. Mosconi for the time was Mosconi, Willie Mosconi.
He still is.
And Schmitty
took that aim.
Took a little bit of that, but he never did it in the tournament. He did that. Here's my thing.
No, well, Mosconi didn't either, and Mosconi did on a 4x8.
We know it was a bucket. I think for Schmitty, I think that there should be another event name. Competitive. I don't know what it is. Competitive high run, high run. Call it whatever, right? And make it a thing, because I think that's what he did. He went after.
He kicked that door down.
Yes, he did, and he deserves a whole lot for it. I think it's just incredible to me. But here's my Schmitty story.
Okay.
I'm from Jersey. We're in Jersey. We're at Carmen Lombardo's place. And all you little pool heads out there who got bamboozled, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So my man Teddy Garrahan, a great straight pool player, great player, coming up young. Teddy is like this. He's super low-key. He tells you something, that's what he's going to stick to. John Schmidt comes in the pool room. All you guys put your little $10 together to stake this man against me. You got a shot to make something, bet $10,000. Just so, I loved it. He was barking at the whole pool room out there at Crown Billiards, Carmen Lombardo's place. And the whole pool was against Schmidt. I forgot who was with him. He had a Filipino player who was with him, who was a good player too, who actually knocked the tournament off. But anyway, Schmitty's talking all his junk, and we're looking at Schmitty like, bruh, you better be quiet. And he's barking, right, at Teddy Garrahan. Teddy's like this. We'll play 500 a set, race to 9, or I don't have to play. You heartless nit. You wasn't that water's wet. You get up there. Teddy goes, come on, I'll play you some. Put the back together. Teddy beats him again. Because John was on the stall, like for sure he's on the stall, right? Trying to get the guy to bet more. But Teddy wouldn't budge. He wouldn't budge. He said, I'll play you 500 a set, racing, and he's torturing Schmidt. He's beating him, right?
Yeah.
Schmidt's getting enough of it. The last set, the real John Schmidt came out, and it was like over. Like 15 seconds, 15 minutes. Bing, bang, bing, bing, bang, bing, bang. Bing, bang, bing, 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 bang, bang. And everybody was like, Carmen, everybody was like, we knew it, bro. We knew it. We knew it was in a bad game, but it was so cool. I think that vestige from that old school pool mentality, because I tell everybody right now, this is not your grandpa's pool no more, guys. I love the monuments of the 80s and the 90s, the Efrins, the Nick Varners, all the champions, the Buddy Halls, the Machine Gun Lou Butera, all those guys were. But this era, to me, when my man Chris Reinhold, and I want to hold that thought, Chris Reinhold and the other guys started coming up, they started changing. Nutrition, I know where the balls are going on the break, all this stuff made me be like, man, it's really changing. And they didn't have the vehicle to do anything. So I want to ask you, as being the type of sponsored player you are, how did you choose, and how was your relationship with Chris?
With Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. I love him. He's like a brother, son to me. His family lives 6 blocks from me.
Okay.
So.
How long you known Chris?
Well, I first met him when he was 14, when he was coming to the pool room, and I had quit playing pool at that time, so I just kind of met him at a superficial level. He was his kid.
Right.
And then I quit playing for 5 or 6 years at least. And I hadn't been playing before that. I probably didn't play for 10 years, which is weird because I was at events like this and pool tables were right there 15 feet away, and I never even looked over there.
Yeah.
Just wasn't playing music and just wasn't interested in that much. So then when Chris started really playing, he was 19 or 20 when we started becoming close friends. So now, I mean, he's great. He's a great dude, smart kid, and he's gonna do great.
I know he is.
He's business as a photographer.
Yeah.
So he's pursuing other things. He's teaching a lot, and he's learning how to make money in this as a business man, not just trying to draw your ball all the time. Great talent. Good kid.
Yeah. I think,
so he's not really a sponsored player.
Right.
Neither is Spencer. They're both just very close friends. And Jan loves them. And
they carry the Jerry McWorter name, though, bro. They represent you well. I don't know if that's why I said the type of sponsor that you are.
Well, they represent me as a people more than as much as anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's the model that I have when I do business with people. I tell them, I don't want sponsors. I want partners. You're smarter than me in some things. Probably like this when you talk so much. You're smarter than me in some things. I want to learn. You've been down the road that I'm trying to get down, so I want to know what you know. hey Jerry, hey man, help me out. And to tell y'all facts, before I had the Hanna Cup, I had a consultation with Jerry. I met Jerry down. We had that good breakfast, and he told me some great things. He gave me some great info, and I took it in because I respect the man. So it was cool because I like Jerry's perspective because he's not a pool player, right? He's not a pool player. You're a person who plays pool, and you still run your business, right?
I'm a pool player, and I don't know. It's I was playing good when I was 24, 25 years old. I was making cues, but I was real serious about playing pool, and I was playing good, and I was getting noticed by different people. But I definitely knew you're gonna have a longevity, and you're gonna make a living in this business.
Absolutely.
Running the business is where it's at.
Yeah.
But I came up in the pool room, and I came up around the real deal, and it's not the same world anymore.
No,
and
definitely not the same world. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. If you haven't, you'll probably get a taste of Jerry today if he could get back there in the room and get some commentating in. The man's the way he goes about it, I think, is one of the parts that's gonna make commentary go somewhere different. Because I think if you it's like the news, right? If you just tell the news, okay, let's say Joey went outside today, he raked the leaves. But if Joey never walked and, he used psychic mind power to rake the leaves, then it's news.
Yeah.
But if I'm just a news guy, Joey went outside and raked the leaves.
Yeah, well, my philosophy is a little, different than others. I think that commentary on pool matches should be about 60-40.
60 commentary and 40 stories?
40 stories.
See,
sometimes 50-50.
Right.
I mean, because to me, it's entertainment. You're wanting it to be entertaining. That's what's going to...
Godzilla's entered the building, you guys. Godzilla's in the building.
For my ear, for what I want to hear, tell you the truth, to me, the height of great commentary is if you can just listen to the audio driving around the road and never see the balls.
See,
and if it's engaging and it's fun, and
that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's personalities, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish.
Jerry, I'm glad you said that. Coming out, being a brother and doing commentary and stuff, I'm gung-ho, chopping at. I got all these new ideas, and I hit the world with them. US Open, I'm smacking them in the face. Let's go! And they're like, who is this guy? Get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
Get this guy out of here.
Check his badge.
Is this a hip-hop commentator? What is going on?
Yeah.
And I just stuck to my guns because I knew I had people, hey, man, I really like what you do. Like what you said. Be original. Do your own thing. Da-da-da. And it's not like I don't know pool.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't know. I mean, I'm an APA too, but, with that knowledge that I have, I've seen enough.
It's a strong 2.
Yes, it's a strong 2. If we're playing spades, it's a strong 2 with a possible 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think the conversational tone and the relaying of the information in a way that's palatable to everybody. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what this producer told me. You guys can like it or not like it. He said, you want to be a good commentator? He said, you got to have bathroom commentary. You got to have the kitchen commentary, and I think it was like a couch or something. He said, you want to listen to it when you're in the kitchen, you want to listen to it if you're on the couch, you want to listen to it if you're on the thing. So it's like seamless.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody being didactic and pointing at you.
Right.
Hey, this is what you should do, this is what you do.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sitting there telling you exactly what's
I'm not going to be the best guy at telling. I like commentating one pocket best.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm not going to be the guy that's going to be able to predicting all the shots, certainly not like Jeremy or other people.
Yeah, double J in the house.
Yeah, but I want to hear stories. I want to hear characters. I want to hear color. That was what Grady and Billy were best at.
Oh yeah,
listen, the personalities.
I'm going to tell you, it was a shame. I got to commentate. I never got to commentate with Billy, but I come out the Accustax booth and there's Billy on Cardona, right? And I know who he is, and I don't think he knows exactly. He goes, young man, I like what you do. Keep it up. You know what that meant to me, bro? Danny DiLiberto goes to Pat at Accustax. That's my man. Big shout out to Pat Fleming. He goes, Pat, who's that young fella? He said, the black fella. I'm black. He said, the black fella. He said, I like him. And I came downstairs and he said, hey, young man, I like what you do. That to me was like, Danny D, you sleep in the streets with that one.
Yeah.
You shot your wall. That guy was iconic. Man.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they don't allow that in pool.
Well,
like,
okay,
we're so
I'll give you some.
I've
got a lot of opinions about this kind of stuff because my passion. I love this. I mean, I'm on a stage playing music 4 or 5 nights a week. I'll often go.
The man is skilled.
I'll often go 10 days in a row, gig every night. You know, so I'm on a microphone with people all the time. Right. It's just entertainment, you know, and I think that the pool side and certainly the commentary side, and now the YouTube world is huge.
Absolutely.
I love watching all these matches. Everybody wants to watch these matches. The commentary, I just think, oftentimes it comes down to the producer who's producing the show. Because what's happening is they're asking a pool player that has a name to come into the booth and be commentary, thinking that name or the experience of that person's name is going to be able to draw.
Right.
And it's not.
It's not that.
If they don't have that skill set, that's not their bag.
Listen,
you know. It's the producer has to look at the show and say, how can I produce the best show and put talent together. Schmidt is maybe the best commentator for all of them. I mean, he's irreverent, he's self-deprecating, he's funny, he's very knowledgeable. He's a little too humble, in my opinion. He'll say, well, do you think this talking about? Do you think this is the right shot, or I'm not sure? Dude, he knows as much as anybody, you know. So he always tries to be very, very cordial and self-deprecating. I think he should be a little more assertive in that direction.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But the producers have to realize that they're trying to put on a show. The name value of whoever that player is not enough.
But you know, the pool world is brutal, bro. They're like, who is you? Who's you? Who's you to tell me what to do? I know what a 2-rail route is.
Yeah.
What are you telling me? Now listen, you know, we're lucky in America. We got the best commentators. That's a fact. We have the best. Because the Duchess lives here. To me, Alison Fisher has the right amount of everything.
She's got the charm.
Thank you.
The accent
charm,
is lovely.
The delivery, the knowledge, the gravitas, the gravitas, whatever it's called. Gravitas.
For white people, it's gravitas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gravitas.
Yeah.
The gravitas to get there. All those world champion titles. Her word is kind of undisputable. Right? Now, pool is such a beautiful game because you can play the balls any way you want and still get out, right? Mm-hmm. But I know if we have a room, 10 world champions or 10 800 level players and 5 or 7 600s, those 10 800s are going to call them routes 80 to 90%. They're going to call a route the same.
Yeah.
2-rail like this, and these guys might not, which is the difference. But I think that's what we're headed to, and it should be that. It should be something like, I wish it was like that game we used to play Dragons. Go left or go right. You get your choice, right? And if you're learning, you get to see what happens. Yes, you can get out, but are you going to get out when it counts with that fancy 3-rail inside English shot?
Okay, well, if you break the audience down just into 2 simple parts, you've got one side of people that are just really learning, and they're studying it as an educational issue, and that's very important.
Yeah.
You can learn in YouTube now. You can learn the game.
All day.
Anything. You can learn brain surgery.
All day.
You can learn everything.
All day.
So there's the serious educational side of it, and then there's the players that are watching it. They already know anyways.
Yeah.
You got a lot of professional players that are watching. You're not going to tell them anything they don't know.
That's a fact.
Except in one pocket.
Yes.
One pocket, there's so much creativity and so much artistic level of it that every player can learn something at every level.
Yeah,
Scott Frost will tell you, he said, I just learned something. How often do you hear him say that in commentary? I just learned something. That's what's exciting, I think, is exciting about.
That's my other choice.
Yeah.
The freezer, to me, brings a unique vision to it. He got some swag to him when he talks, you know what I mean?
But to rate it, I would say go back to the producers too, because when you've got Jeremy Jones and the freezer, in my opinion, has become a really good broadcaster.
Absolutely.
I've been watching him over the years, and he's developed.
Came up good,
he's
right?
come up.
That's right.
Good broadcaster.
That's right.
But you need to, those guys have wealth of experience of being legendary players. You need commentaries that can pull the stories out of those guys.
That's big facts.
You need somebody that, when I've got, Jeremy Jones, I want all of his expertise, but I want to pull those stories out of him too.
Right.
He's not going to sit and spend 20 minutes telling the audience how great he is, unless there's somebody that's interested in pulling it out of him with some skill.
I think so that's my
that becomes interesting.
Okay, so this is my take on that, because I think a lot of times when the TV's on and people are there doing their thing, they don't want to hear that shit.
They don't want to hear what?
They don't want to hear stories. Now, us diehard players.
Explain that to me, because you're dead wrong so far.
I know I'm wrong.
Okay.
I know I'm wrong. But when they are watching Clenty Kachi and Fedor, and they're battling it out, and it's hill, and this guy's running out that Jesus couldn't run out, and Fedor's doing it, right? And we're talking about, I had a flat on the side of the road, and then Buddy Hall came and picked me up, and yeehaw! And I'm like, my dude, he just jumped, what?
Yeah, there's obviously
right?
there's a balance there.
Yeah.
But okay, here's what I would say to that.
Okay.
In that match, the magic that you're going to be able to produce as a commentator or production is to capture that drama of the tension and the drama of what's going on. And if you can convey that to the audience, that is way more interesting and powerful than look how he goes 2 rails over that, and he used a little inside English to make sure that he missed that ball. And so the trick there is when that tension and that drama is there, if you can pull that into the broadcast, that's magic. All
right, this is the hand of magic right now. We're gonna shout out to my man Sean Lane. He said, "What's up?" Rob Merritt, Jacob DeWalt, Bro Jay, Landon Hollingsworth, Michael Joshua Cho, Eric Hayes, Tony Bloom, my man, Roadhouse Billiards, Linda Flores, Holly Richardson, Brittany DeWalt, Jax Panic, he's 10. Damon's son, he's coming up. Yeah, Julie Bennett, Becky, Angie Larson. We're gonna have April Larson here at 3 o'clock. Chris Reinhold said, two great dudes right there. Yeah, baby.
What does he know?
Right? Ed Ladawi, JoJo, Holly. Let me see. Leland Baxter, Brittany DeWalt, TJ Helwick, Tara Michelle Reinhold, and Jillian Whitten is coming out. She's coming out at 5 o'clock. Whitten Cases, you guys are going to sweat that. It's going to be awesome. She's going to break it down. My man Raymond Linares, Vinny Erickson, Tony Rodriguez, Jen, Cindy Rosenthal, Melina Mike is in the house. What up, baby?
So these are all my people. What about your?
Well, I got Mike. Melina Mike, we do the same thing on my team. What up, Mike? Yo, Mike, come through, bro. Come through, man. Come through and sit down. The people want to hear from you, dog. The people want to hear from you. Come down and sit through with Hanna and come on and let's break it down. So
like I say, I got a lot to say about this stuff. It's like anything else. You're not going to be out firing on all cylinders all the time.
No.
You're going to have matches where you're just not inspired. You just don't have much to say, and there's going to be matches that are better than others.
Right.
But the chemistry, me and you always have fun, whether we're shooting the shit off camera or not,
with you, bro.
or even if we're just sitting around shooting the ball.
With you.
Because having a chemistry that is fun.
You tell corny jokes and I laugh.
It's teamwork.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So.
I want before we get out here, I want you to talk about your musical career, brother. Because listen, I'm his dude. He's my man, and he's always posting music and stuff. And I'm like, man, listen. I think it was his birthday. He invited me to go somewhere. First of all, if I'm your man, you invite me to your birthday party, I'm coming. Han's gonna show up. So I go down there. And man, I walk in and I'm looking at the back. I hear music. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. I look back there and Jerry's up and singing and playing. I'm like, the Sardos told me that Jerry was nice. The Sardos told me, they said, hey man, Jerry can gig. Jerry gets down. So I sat there and I was like impressed. I was like, my man really puts the work in. Wow. He's as much as he's a Q, I bet you he puts the same amount of energy into that music.
You don't have to beat anybody though, playing music. it's fun. You know, like anything else, you have good days and bad days. Well, I'm a singing drummer, which is kind of strange.
Singing drummer, but you wasn't drumming when I was.
Yeah.
How would you just drumming?
See how mesmerizing. See how mesmerizing I was?
Oh, no, you had them two, them two guys you had.
Yeah.
Oh, they were awesome. You were drumming.
Yeah, music is like pool in so many ways.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can walk into a little bar or a little pool room, and you can see Efren Reyes in there playing.
Big facts.
You know, or
Big
see
facts.
Earl Strickland, or see Federer. You can see world champions.
Yep.
And they're just playing, maybe playing a Sunday night tournament, $20 tournament or something. See world-class people in a little neighborhood bar.
Exactly.
It's cool. I mean, music is the same way.
Yeah.
You can walk into a little club and you can see name brand icon musicians in there playing. Just they play and it's music and they love it.
That's a fact.
And then the common joke is, what do you call a guitar player without a girlfriend? Homeless. Ain't that like musicians? I mean, ain't that like pool players too?
Yeah.
So I love that world. You know, I have a band called Hot Roux, R-O-U-X, and it's original band.
Plug it away.
Yeah, we've got like 6 records out, and it's all original music, kind of Louisiana swampy rock and roll stuff.
Yeah, it's really soulful, guys.
So songwriting and production and all that stuff is, you know, I love it.
Where can I purchase a Jerry McWorter cue?
That's a good question.
Do I have to talk to your agent?
I'm about 4 booths away.
There we go. Holla.
Yeah. Actually, here I'm here every year at the Hopkins. So people, I love people do come specifically. McWorterCues.com is the website, but you can't really contact me through that.
Okay.
Because my email has been so overrun with junk, and I got to go in there and just take it off.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, that makes sense.
It's just not. Yeah, it's
Can
no
we
good.
contact?
But there's a lot of pictures, and it's it's
so
a lot of.
Okay, I got 10 G's upon. I want to buy a McWorter cue. How do I get in contact with you?
The best way is Facebook Messenger.
Okay, Facebook Messenger you?
Or Jan. Either way, it's going to be Jan probably that's going to answer it. So that's the best way. But really, the best way is people that know my cell number and know how to get a hold of me.
Okay.
And it seems like the worst business plan ever, and it's just kind of evolved to this where I'm just hard to get a hold of.
I'm gonna put Jerry's number.
I don't have a phone number. I don't have a phone number in my shop. I don't have an email address.
He just works.
You got to know how to get a hold of me. But it's kind of like running the gauntlet. So because by the time people get to me, they know what they're looking for. They know what price range they want to be in. They're not just kicking tires. They're not going to ask me about a $300 cue.
Right.
So how it all really happens is somebody will come up to Raw and go, "Hey, Raw, I'm trying to get a hold of Jerry. I want to talk to him about some cues."
That's exactly right.
And then they ask you for my number, and then you text me and say, "Hey, so and so, and can you?" And I say, "Yeah," and then they're in.
And that's happened too.
Or with Chris, that's most common. Or people come to Chris, and
I wish, Chris Reinhold, if you was here, bro, you'd be in the Hanna hot seat, bro. This would be dope.
Yeah,
it would be cool. But I'm not gonna take up too much more of Jerry's time. Coming up next is Miss April Larson will be in the building. The raw deal. I think I'm gonna have my man Ortiz step in. We're gonna do a little something. We'll see authentic, no gimmick.
That's a nice person.
April Larson?
That's good people.
Bro, listen, my first 2 clients, April Larson, Chris Reinhold. How am I doing?
Man, oh man, did they make you look good?
They made me look good. And guess what? When I was running social media, guess who won? Best social media. Guess who won second? First and second. Yeah. Let
me guess. Raw Hanna.
No, April Larson won for her website and Chris Reinhold won for his. But who did the work?
Big fun.
It's good, brother, right here. You make sure you check him out. Hall of Fame Cuemaker, Jerry McWorter. You can't contact him on the internet. You can hit me up. I'll hit up the boss. We'll get you situated, started away. Thank you, brother.
Thanks.
I appreciate you. All right. You can't walk away with my mic, man. Give me my mic back.
Thought I was going to win something in this
deal.
No,
man. I got you. So we just keeping it live, keeping it 100. We are in the building. I think I'm going to have Ortiz step in for a quick second. All right. Thank you, Jerry. So the purpose of this, right, is just to keep it 100, and we're going to stay live all the time. We're here at the Cuetec. I'm going to move my head out the way. We're here live at the Cuetec booth, and if you guys ain't ready, you better get ready, because coming in the building is my partner. I'm going to break it down. It's Batman to Batman. We ain't got no Robins here. It's Batman to Batman. I'm about to break it down. If you don't know, you will know after this interview. This is my man, my brother, Mr. Madison Ortiz.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Y'all let me know if you can hear him good. We should be good.
Let me take some of the hardware off. I'm looking crazy.
You gotta get the shadows off your face, bro.
Yeah, man, I got you. I got you.
Oh, look at this. Yeah. There we go. There it is. There it is. All right. Let them know who you are, Ortiz.
Yeah, so world famous Madison Ortiz in the building here. Part of the On the Wire team, part of the On the Smoke team, No Smoke team.
Facts.
Part of the Cuetec team, part of the S&T Billiard team, part of the In the Box team. But all in all, Ryan and I are family first, and that's why our formula works. So
all day.
I'm here. Anyone in the chat, you want to ask me any questions? I'm trying to do a lot of other aspects to the game other than just playing. I think I'm getting a little bit, to be honest, I think I'm getting a little old for that side of it. So I just like to do more influencing. More promoting, doing a lot more coaching, believe it or not. So, well, let's talk, man. I'm here for any subject. Let's hit it.
Mr. Ortiz, what exactly do you do?
I do everything, right? It's one of those things where I'm 360. I'm triple threat. So I play, I commentate, I referee, I coach, I influence, I get kids sponsored. I do a lot with event promotion. I'm 24 hours a day pool. So if anyone asks me,
we in the building.
He makes us all laugh. That's for sure.
That's the almighty ABT.
And I make him laugh.
Mr. Joey Gray in the building.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, it's like it's funny because Joey and I were just talking about it. A lot of when we have these kind of environments here, and the opportunities that are obviously here,
right?
You get people that often come up to you and say, "How do I get sponsored?" Right? Yeah. What are they going to give me?
What are they going to give me?
And it's like, so we flip it and say, what are you going to bring to the table? What are you giving them? Right? It's like the old adage of it's not what your country could do for you, but what you can do for your country. That's right? So it's kind of the same thing now, man. I think the industry has grown so much where, honestly, Ra, everyone's good now. You see 400 Fargo players that could break and run.
Yeah.
You see 500 Fargo players beating 650s and 700 Fargo players. Happens all the time. So what that just means is everyone's game is elevating, and so is the equipment, right? So sponsorship has to be much more than winning. Everyone could run a rack. So we don't even really call it sponsorship. We call it brand ambassadorship now.
There you go.
But and people out there need to be cognizant, right, of what that really means. You have to wear it. So if you're the type of player that gets aggravated and is going to break your cue on side of the table, probably not ready to be sponsored. If you're the type of player that goes on an online rant post, you're probably not ready to be sponsored. It's just so much more than just winning a game. That's the 80s. It's 2025.
That's right. It's not the 80s anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So me and Ortiz, first time I met the brother, I was at the U.S. Open, and he's there with Eric Kwan. Shout out Eric Kwan in the house. It was Molinari, right?
Molinari was the first team to sponsor me. Ira Lee and Eric Kwan.
Yeah.
And Eric pretty much showed me the ropes between you and him. I got to learn the industry and the business, right? Yeah. So thank you for that, by the way.
I'm going to tell you. So I seen him there, and I was like, man, this guy's interesting. So I wanted to interview him. I went to him, and he said, yo, I ain't the dude. We could talk to Eric Kwan, but guess what? I think it was the next year.
Yeah.
Next year when I saw him, he said, off camera, he said, yo,
now I'm running it.
He said, yeah.
I'm running it.
He said,
now.
I'm running it. He said, and I'm ready, right? And I talked to him. I said, man, that guy's on the ball. So here's some real tea. When I was cutting my teeth on the Mez tour, 2 o'clock in the morning.
3. Well, for me.
3 for you, yeah. 2, 3 in the morning. Ortiz was online, engaged. And I'm talking about, we did it, all the time for those months and months. And we gathered a great relationship. So when I saw him at center pocket, and he got up there and commentated me.
So it was natural.
You guys in the crowd, you in the chat, you guys keep it 100 with me, and I love that. You're like, hey man, that guy you had in the booth, you and him sounded like some cookie crunch, some peanut butter and jelly, some Starsky and Hutch type.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, yeah. So I invited Ortiz. I said, hey, man, I got this tour. I want you to come through, you know. And when that happened, then when we both got loose, it shifted it to another level.
Yeah,
That's why
exactly.
I say 100% authentic, no gimmicks. This is what it is. It's not your grandpa's pool. This is what's happening. But I think the other facets of you being a brand ambassador, being able to help, you know, bring people to the light. Like, you can't make decisions and say, okay, this guy's gonna be signed.
Yeah.
But you can, you know, you try to lead them to the right way. But your mentorship to a lot of the juniors, it means a lot to them. Because listen, I'd go do events, right? And y'all know I'm pretty popular. So I'm at the event, right? And people are in the chat. Bam, 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 bam.
Looking for me.
Where's Ortiz? Ortiz is not here. Is Mr. Ortiz coming? The kids asked me. And I told him, I said,
He said, never another event without you here, man. I have to figure it out.
Yeah, I sure did, man. And
that's cool, though. That's humbling. I thank you for the opportunity.
That was love, man. And it made me see it, too. I mean, I knew you were talented, but it made me see it, too, the immediate impact you have. So I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of y'all who got saved from the hand of wrath, you got saved because of that man right there.
Yeah, trust me. He's had some rough nights.
You got saved because of him. But I'm going to tell you like this. I'm a man of my word. So when we got together, I'm going to put this to rest. Ortiz was on the contract as a live streamer.
Day one.
From day one.
Actually, before day one.
Yeah, before day one. Like, he was on contract as a live streamer, and I was supposed to go out, do interviews, get people. But we started doing it so much that it was like yin and yang.
Yeah.
It was yin and yang. I said, when you was there, I said, man, I don't even like, I could still do it, but I don't like doing it without
feel empty.
Yeah, it made my life easier. I taught the man how to do the live stream, and I had to go to the bank to go get the money. And he said, don't worry, I got it. And I'm scared to death. I'm like, I can't.
He act like he wasn't, though.
I can't leave my baby with Ortiz, but I didn't show him none of that. I stepped off and I came back. My man didn't miss a beat. He was on everything.
Scores up.
That scores up, everything dope. And he would help me. He'd be like, yo, Hanna, you didn't do this and that. And I'm like, okay, cool.
And it just, again, where we're going is what you're saying, for what you're saying is work ethic, right? So you're going to learn if you want to learn. People just want you to give. You have to be willing to get the information.
Yeah.
So even now, when I train the folks that I train, right, for the little that I know, right, wink, wink, whatever, because everyone in the world feels like you got to be a 800 Fargo to train.
You do?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
So anyway, where I was going with my point is, you have to be willing to learn, right? So some people want to get better at pool, but are you willing to change to get better, right? Some people want to be a streamer, but are you willing to really do the research to get the right equipment, right? Are you just walking around with a gimbal?
Right.
That's not, you have to gravitate to someone that matches your energy and your drive, and then it works. I think that's why it works between you and I, Hanna, when we're on the mic. It is a yin and yang. I have to tell you, and obviously because I got to clear it through you now, but I've gotten other commentary gig requests where I do feel kind of empty without you there, because I know, like, you pick me up where I drop and vice versa. And that chemistry works.
The chemistry is definitely there. So, when I developed Team No Smoke, which is the Queen, Katie Burley, for the Hanna Cup, me, Ortiz, and Katie. You guys ain't ready for it. I'm telling you right now.
I'm excited.
You guys ain't ready, because it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be education. It's going to be information, but it's going to be engaging.
Yeah.
And I think what Jerry McWorter was saying was very telling. It's that it's produced. Everything I try to do, I try to produce. I'm not just trying to do something. And Ortiz will tell me, I do so many things, I don't even want to talk about it. But always like, yo, Ra, I didn't even really know I'm up at night doing this, in the middle of the night doing this, because I want it for you guys. If I had it all the way I want it, which is what the Hanna Cup is going to be a manifestation
I can tell you, and I'm not saying it because I'm on the stream. I'm telling you right now, this man has taken me to about 8 cities that I haven't been to. And he goes to bed around 11, and he gets up at 4:30. And he goes to bed typing, and he wakes up typing. He never stops. He's like a machine. And he does it for everyone else. He never asks what for him. And it's a misconception because I know people think that, well, let me say it to you this way, Ra. You make it look so easy that they think it is easy.
Right. No,
Let them try to even set up this equipment.
Yeah,
the quality of the sound, the lighting.
Yeah, we're not playing no games here.
No.
I just think it's because, I had mentors like my man Tony Robles, TR in the building, my man, in martial arts and everything.
Salute.
TR is different. He was about sportsmanship. He was about all things. Like TR, if you wanted to train with TR, right, you got to make 25 stop shots in a row, or else he wouldn't even train you. And I'm talking about you paying him 25 stop shots in a row, because that's the level of dedication it takes from him and the level of sophistication that he wants. So that's what I think that we're bringing to the table. I think we're like, and he knows I hate buffets, Dirty Hand Dan, no bet. But I think it's like a buffet. We got us. We got Collins Newey with Melina Mike. You got Frank Maletti. Frank Maletti doing big things. You got the Shark Stream. You got what's my brother? Evo Sports.
Yep.
There are so many people out there. We got my man Christian Youngers. So many people out there. It's different flavors of the pie.
Yeah, and there's no, whatever fits your boat, fits your boat.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what makes it work.
Yeah, that's why I think that the world should kind of let up on saying that you can only have vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream. I want Rocky Road. I want pistachio with walnuts.
And some sprinkles.
And some sprinkles. Give me some sprinkles. Listen, if y'all go out to eat with Ortiz, though, you better get your Google ready, and you better be on some 4.5 star stuff, because he don't play.
I don't play.
Listen, every place we went to,
4 or 5 or above.
He's like 4 or 5 or above on some pizza. On some pizza.
Hey, I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut.
Like, hey, Hanna, this ain't pizza. This is
no, sir.
But
Some people think they're New York style pizza. You're not.
We would travel to go get some good pizza, and Ortiz is there, and Ortiz is like,
sir.
Man, this is not good pizza. And he would just walk out. And he'd be like, man, this is trash.
It's total trash, and it's.
You don't like it at all, right?
Little things.
This is why we're alive, y'all.
I have to tell you, like any pool enthusiast, anybody who loves the sport for whatever reason why you love it, you have to come to the Expo.
Yeah.
At least once. And I have to tell you, I think this is one of the highest attended Expos.
Because I think
this one is bigger.
Yeah,
definitely bigger than last year.
Because
definitely.
Everybody is understanding branding and understand what you need to bring to the table. You can't just bring a pool table and just be.
Branding matters, Hanna? Streams matter?
Oh,
I thought they don't matter.
They don't matter.
They don't bring.
No, you don't need.
They don't bring it.
No, you don't need a stream to make anything happen. You just.
Listen, I'm gonna drop the bomb right now. Enough of the games. That's the intro. So there's a lot of chirpy going on right now. The Hanna Cup is on. You'll get the dates, and this man's working on his other schedules, and I'll just leave it at that. So keep playing. You just wait. Hanna's not dead. He's the Phoenix, and you wait. You just wait. He made all these stars. He made all of them. Skylar, Nico, Landon, Payne. I could keep going and going and going. World champion, Soph Mash. You can ask any of them. He made them. I said it. There's a lot of things going on out there. We all want to support our juniors, but he has the formula that works. So stop playing and start playing. Support him. Stop complaining. He's working every day to save this sport in America. Every day. So stop playing. And shout out to everyone that supported him. Sometimes formulas work, sometimes it doesn't work. You see corporations all the time. They downsize, they restructure, they come back up.
Yep.
This man is the Phoenix. So you'll see. The Hanna Cup is going to be live and popping.
Yeah.
He'll have his schedule live and popping.
Yeah.
He's working every day. You think it's going to stop because of X, Y, and Z? He never stops. No one ever says, oh, man, thank you. How about saying thank you? This man has saved pool in America. Yes, people have junior events, but this man has the successful junior formula. There's a difference. He doesn't just have one event. We can all just have one event. This man is having these juniors travel around the world. He's got banners, he got posters. I myself got 3 kids sponsored, and that's just me. This man's done it all. He's provided the platform for it. So you got to give him his flowers now while he's still here. And he mentioned a lot of the other streamers. What would happen if everyone gets together and works together? I'm not preaching. I'm just giving you the facts.
Yeah,
so
man.
let's stand behind them and make it work. We need it to work. That's that.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I had to get that out. I just had to get it out because I've been here for 2 days now.
Yeah.
Everyone's keep poking and poking.
That's okay, though, because my thing is like, first of all, I don't even want to talk about the business side, but there's NDAs and things involved that you're not involved in that I can't even talk about or say.
Yeah.
And you can take it however you want. The other thing is that we did this 100%. We did this
together as a family.
We put the work in and we made it happen. We were successful. We're going to continue to be successful. But to go to the next level, we can't do the same thing that we did.
You don't want to live in chaos? You don't want to keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results? That's chaos, isn't it? You don't want to live in chaos? Come on.
I'm just gonna say, and I've learned. Just watch. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want. You can watch, but
No, I've been on the flip side of it, right?
Yeah,
so
no,
it's
I get it. I
do a lot. I do a lot for a lot of people.
I'm gonna do.
Privately, they'll say thank you. Publicly, they won't say nothing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna do the Ortiz, like Ortiz told me. We're just gonna keep it on the positive side.
Moving.
We're just gonna keep rolling. We're not stopping. Hanna Cup is coming. That's coming.
We'll leave it. We'll leave it there.
Some things that you don't even know about
are coming.
So believe me or not believe me, it's whatever. I know we hear this is the raw deal, and that was the raw deal.
That was literally the raw deal.
That was the raw deal. Ortiz hit him with the no hold barred, authentic, no gimmick.
All right, let's get back. So hit me with another question. What do we got? What else? Sponsorship, though.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you letting me voice out, but sponsorship, in all seriousness, if you are a child or even an adult and you think you're ready to be sponsored.
Yeah, that's what I want.
My immediate advice to you is know what you want first. A lot of people don't know what it means to be sponsored. And again, so the first bit of advice is really no sponsorships, is more ambassadorships, right? You're more of a brand ambassador.
What do you have to do in that brand ambassador capacity? What do you have to do for the company?
It's a 24-hour kind of responsibility, right? So you wear the brand when you're going out, you promote the brand online, and you wear it on your shoulders when you play, right? In addition to that, you help them promote new products that come out, you help them promote the events that they do. It's really a 24-hour gig, so it's more about what you're doing for them, to be very candid, right? Back in the days in the 80s, it would be like, oh, I won a trophy and now I get a patch. It's so much more than that. It really has to be who you are. And there's repercussions, right? And we've seen it, Rod. There's players, even at the highest caliber, where they've done some unfortunate things and they had to be dropped. So it's just like any other athlete for whatever company you're representing. So that's really what it's about. So each of the different companies, and they're all here, they have varying ways to either apply or be approached. And you could do both, right? Hanna and I are more touchy-feely. We're better in person. So as an individual, you need to play to your strengths, right? So if you're better, right, in person, then come do more face-to-face. If your resume speaks volumes, then apply via the resume. But do your research first.
Do you have to be some kind of champion to be sponsored?
No. I would say you definitely need to win at least a regional. In my opinion, you have to win. You can't, you have to know what you're doing, right? So people don't understand, even for me, like I don't really play like I used to,
right?
But I had to win something to be first sponsored by Ira Lee, right? And it was on a national scale. So yes, you have to have the ability, right, to play above the fray, if you will.
Okay.
But then it's what you do online.
So I'm Jimmy Bang Balls. I play good. How do I go about being sponsored? Do I write you an email? Do I need social media? Do I need a social media presence?
I think it's there's not one size fits all, but what I would say is look at the equipment you like, right?
Right.
So some people say, oh, I want to be sponsored, Rob, by Cuetec, but everything you have in your bag is, say, Jacoby. And if you like playing with Jacoby, maybe you should talk to Jacoby.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be, and so on and so forth. It's like only the top players can really still play at their caliber. with any equipment, right? You could give Jeremy Jones a broomstick and he's still going to run out, right?
You're going to put the brakes off.
Right, and it is what it is. But for the up and comers, I would say look at the products that you like. So like again, and people know my story ish. I was sponsored first by Molinari via Ira Lee and Eric Kwan. I already had their chalk in my bag. I already had their glove in my bag. I already had all their accessories, and I knew their products before they taught me about them. So I think I'm definitely an anomaly, but you have to do your research first. So so to answer your question directly, sorry that I'm talking around the block.
No, you're good.
If you're Joey Bangum Balls, I don't know if you're ready to be sponsored if you're Joey Bangum Balls, but if you're really serious about what you're doing, do the research on the products that you like.
Right.
Because you would be the best ambassador, right? If you like what you have already, right? So if you're using this chalk, maybe go to that chalk company. If you like this specific glove, go to that glove company, or the Q for that matter. And I'm not saying like if you have a Cuetec in your bag and you're going to Jacoby to be sponsored or vice versa. That's not wrong per se, but it's like I would think you would be better suited to sell Toyotas if you had a Toyota, right?
That's a big fact. That's a big fact.
It's just, it is what it is.
All right, we got some new viewers. We got my man Ryan McIntyre, my man Marshall DeMose, Julie Bennett, Hannah Kwan's in the house. My man Eddie Vonderal. Yo, Eddie, make your way over here sometime this weekend so I can put you in the box and talk about that guy. That's somebody who needs a full sponsorship.
Definitely.
My man David Ray's out there in Texas doing big.
Strong.
That's my man. Yo, David, what's up, fam?
David's the man.
That dude puts in heavy work. But I just want people to know that it's a whole lot, not just you grabbing your kid, my son won the APA, this and that, he should be sponsored. There's a whole lot of responsibility.
So much more to it.
To that.
And it's really it really is, Rod, I mean to cut you off. It's a 24-hour job. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some hints. You should be either you or your dad or your mom or whoever's going to do it, but you need a social media presence because how are you going to promote the brand? You need that. You need to have, you don't have to dress like me, but you have to have a athletic portrayal, right?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, you need jersey, clean pants.
You need to be a model. You need to have that model image, right?
Yeah.
I don't, and I know they're in style, but I don't think you should play any tournaments in ripped jeans. Even if you have, even if you have a shirt, it's just.
Yeah, I think this too, and I think this is true. You guys are lucky that I don't play pool because you guys can all beat the brakes off me, but you can't beat the brakes off me talking.
No.
So if the guy gave me a cue and I was sponsored by any cue person, I'm going to know about the cue. I'm going to know about the product I'm talking about, but I'm going to be able to speak about the product.
Yes.
I think that's the next step that I feel I can give my kids, and I mean the juniors who are involved. I think I can give them that.
Put the work in and do the research. That's what I mean. Like that's when I was saying, like say if you like a chalk or a glove, do the research on that product and see why you actually like it.
Exactly.
There's so much technology that goes into everything in the industry right now.
It's rough. It's rough. You have to be able to talk about the product. You have to know about the product. You should have a kempt dress code.
Yes.
You should look all right.
Yes.
And you should be passionate about what you're preaching.
Yeah. It's again, if you live it, who else to talk about it, right? Who else should you're a salesman really when you think about it, and it's authentic.
Yeah, you have to have it from the heart. You got to talk it how you walk it, guys. That's the thing. That's why I have Ortiz here, just to straighten things out. This is my right-hand man right here.
Make your own path.
Big things.
Make your own path. Oh, man. We got a big year coming up, man. And I know 2026 is going to be even better, man.
Listen, I want to tell this story so bad. I want to scream it from the mountaintops. Trust me, I want to scream from the mountaintops what we have coming and it's not for me. It's not for me. It's for these kids. And it's going to be something that's unprecedented.
Yeah.
Nobody never did what I'm about to do. Nobody.
And shout out to Cuetec for giving Hanna the platform. You're in the booth. What's it like, man? You loving it?
I'm here in Tech Land.
Ooh,
you know, the thing that I like about it is they let me be me.
Yeah.
I can do what I want to do and, you know, position how I want to position it. But it's also very, you know, I know all you brothers for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I got my man Big Kev. I got Double J. I got Ian. You know, I got Joey Gray. I got, you know, it's just
birthday boy Brett Garson.
Yeah, big. Happy birthday, Brett. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's good to be able to express yourself in a circle that allows you to express yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Hanna's always gonna be Hanna. I'm letting y'all know. I'm gonna keep it 100 at all times. I think that's what a lot of people like about me. That's what some people don't like about me. I'm gonna just tell you how it is. If you like it,
if you
cool.
like it, you
if you
like
don't
it.
like it, that's cool too.
So you have a line of hosts lined up, right?
Coming up next, we got the one and only April Larson at 3 o'clock.
Oh my goodness!
Matter of fact, I'm about to skip over there and
yeah,
go snag her
up.
Or maybe I'll get on my phone and just tell her. I know she's over there at the Peach Hour booth. She got a 3 o'clock appointment with Hanna, and the clock is ticking. I'm not gonna turn the stream off because it's tricky, the internet here.
Yeah.
So if y'all cool with it, I'm just gonna leave it on and we rock, and I'm gonna put the word out to April Larson. So if anybody wants to put the word out to April Larson for me and just tell her to come on over.
She can come on over.
Come on over. April Larson, you're on the clock, 3 o'clock here at the Raw Deal. I gotta thank my brother, Mr. Madison Ortiz, for being
I see you later on, right? I'll be popping in. I'm here.
Listen, I'm gonna have all Team Tech family. They're all gonna be in the house.
I'm here.
They'll break down what they do, and I'm gonna make it do what they do. So chat, you guys can help me. Somebody put the SOS out to April Larson and tell her to make her way over here. All right, Mr.
Thank
Ortiz.
you again, Madison Ortiz here, brand ambassador for the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, Virginia,
And
East Coast, New York, worldwide.
S&T, baby.
If you need anything, let me know. I'm here.
Right.
Ra, as always, thank you for the opportunities that you give me. I'll see you on the rebound.
Yes, sir. Bro.
Catch you later.
All right. Give me my mic, man.
No, I'm stealing it.
Nah, man, you can have it. I got one for you,
I'm
bro.
going to steal it. Thank you, Hanna.
Yes, sir, fan. All right. Coming up next at 3 o'clock, April Larson. But we're just going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. I'm going to see. What's up, Rob Merritt? Yeah, Julie, I love you. Yeah, that's right, Rob. I can't wait, guys, to drop this Hanna Cup. Oh man, we're right there. We're right there. It's going down, and everything else is going down after. So, got to put the dominoes in a row before we can knock them down. I'm gonna text April to see if she's around, and let's get her in the booth. I think that's the move. If you guys got any questions, for some reason, man, I can't get my Facebook right. I can't get my Facebook to. I got it. Okay. There we go. All right, now, Rosconi back in the building. I'm good now. I forgot I got the chat. I have the chat in my page. I don't need the Facebook. Let's go. Hanna's in the chat. Let me see what's happening. Matt Moorhead, what's going on? Yeah, man. That guy makes it happen. So yeah, I'm gonna text April now and see if we can get her over. I'm gonna try to just give y'all as much of the feel of the expo. I'll get Double J here. I'll get Kev here. I'll get them all to be in the building whenever you guys want. You know, and like I said, put it in the chat who you want to see. Put in the chat who you want to see. I'll try to holler at them, and we'll make some noise. You know what I mean? We'll make some noise. Man, I don't know why I can't get I don't know why I can't get my Facebook to pop up. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, we good. Thanks, Marshall. All right, we in the building. Marshall DeMol said I'm his favorite APA 3. Let's go. Let me see what's happening. If I could get I get her to get in the building. Angie Larson, if you're still in the chat, call April and tell us to come on over. But yeah, lots of positive things happening this year. Lots of things going down, so it's going to be a great one. Should be here in a second. I'm looking around to see if I can snatch somebody to come through. And have them just yak for a second.
You missed the beginning part, all right? Trust me, I need to. I'm not trying to leave it. Look at this. Oh my God. Ian. Hey, nothing happened, but I need to go over. I need to like suck his dick and try to like. We call it something. We call it Ian.
We're gonna grab somebody. She should be coming. April's due at 3 o'clock. She got time. She got 15 minutes. I'm gonna keep this. I'll keep this up while we at it. So, if you guys have somebody you want to see, just hit me off in the chat. Let me know who's who, and I'll try to grab them for you. You know what I mean? So she should be here in a minute. But I'm happy. This place is jumping. This place is jumping. If you guys, I was gonna say later, I could go around and give you guys a view of what's happening. Oh boy, you can't lose that. Yeah, no, don't lose the badge. You lose the badge, you got problems. In a few, she should be making. Oh, I'm checking. We'll have her in a second. Don't know where she's at, but it's gonna be good. I hit her for a minute, so I could find. Maybe we get somebody to just kill some time for a second, and we'll be good to go. Because I don't want to just walk off and go get her and come back. But if that's what I got to do, that's what I'll do. I grab her up, and we'll be in the house. But I'm telling you, if you guys haven't been here, this place it's ridiculous. If like pool players paradise for sure. You would love it. Everybody would love it. Like I said, we're just waiting for her to show up. And then we'll be good. You know what? I think I'm going to grab her up. My main man, Johnny Nine Main. Oh, come here, man. Yo, you guys, this guy's a nut. It's this is Johnny Nine Main, y'all. This is my this is what I gotta put up with. That's my dude right there.
You gotta put up with it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Wow. You're lucky you don't got a mic. He's just a solid dude, man. Up and coming junior. Epitomizing all those values that I was talking about a few minutes ago. Johnny Nine Main puts in the work, and now he's reaping the benefits. You want the work. You want the accolades and stuff that he has. You gotta put in the work. Ain't nobody gonna give you anything. You gotta do it.
Overnight, so, and it won't. It still won't. I just picked up on board. Yeah. Oh. You see my jersey?
I see you. This guy, man. This guy's coming on with me. It's Johnny Nine Main. But we're gonna talk to you in a few minutes. I'm gonna grab up April Larson, and we're gonna get in the building. We'll be back. All right, Johnny. Hanna, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Oh boy, my favorite dude. What's up, bro? What's happening with you?
Great.
You all right? Hitting balls? Yeah. We still live. So yeah, guys, I'm out here looking for April Larson. I don't know if anybody's seen her. We're in the house. If anybody sees April, just send her over. She's supposed to be here at 3. If not, I don't want to sign off and come back. Maybe I get Ian. Ian will come and kill some time. I'll put the real business on you. Yeah, I don't want it.
I'll leave that to the pros.
Y'all want that heat? Y'all don't want that heat?
I'll leave that to the pros.
You don't want that heat?
Who you got coming in next?
April Larson.
Oh my God.
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm just. Well, she knows she's supposed to be here at 3, so 2:53. 2:53. We're in the house. Oh, it was good. Yeah, he was mad. I got angry Ortiz. He was going off, boy. He was going off, boy. Yeah, he was on it.
I got something to say.
Yo.
I'm up all night going.
Yeah, he was heating it up, bro. He heated up. Ortiz was on it, y'all. So yeah, I'm in the chat, you guys. I'm just waiting for April. I told her 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock Hollywood time means 2:45. Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is I could turn it off and turn it back on, but if they hear rocking with me, we're gonna stay there, and I'll just grab anybody. We'll just sit in this seat for a second. You know, we'll fill the time. I give it to people who they want.
Birthday bread in there.
I had birthday bread and birthday shy, bro. I had them in the building. I got them. I made them do the happy birthday. I told the chat.
Oh, you notice it now, right? You see it now?
Oh, proud dad walk.
I love it.
We love bread so much.
Right.
It's funny whenever someone Skylar or like
Yeah.
Shane or somebody sitting the ball in the booth, Brett will have this look. Right here.
Oh, that's a look. That's a look.
The proud dad.
Officially black.
Proud dad.
Yes, I am.
He's a proud father.
Yeah, guys. So I'm looking for them. We're trying to find out where he's at. Where's April? Oh, Quentin Scott in the building. Let's go. Marshall. Hey, Ian, what's the size comparison to the BCA Nationals in Vegas with this venue right here?
So that's a really good question because
It's different.
Such a short time frame, so it's all compressed.
Yeah.
Right? Versus that one's a 2-week-long show. As far as attendance goes, I can't tell you a solid number, but I
Yeah.
can say it's pretty close.
Pretty close, Marsh. Quentin Scott in the building. April's. We'll find her. I keep whipping around and turning around. Want to make sure she's here. But we got Jillian Whitten coming up. And I think we got the Black Widow today. I think we got her today. You know, if she's not feeling good, we'll do it when she's okay. There's so much. Next year, I'm gonna have a roving camera or something. There she go in the building. So talk about it. Let's go. Yes, you can. Yeah, you're all good.
I've been like.
You've been like getting ready.
Sorry, Mr. Mincy.
That's all right. That's all right. She's here. That's why we live, baby. We got April Larson in the house. She's about to tear it up. This is going to be fantastic. Oh, that's Freddie Agnew? That's the corner man? Yeah, I just saw Freddie Agnew in the building. He didn't see me. I would have snatched him up. The corner man could really break down some pool history for you. Oh, all is well, Quentin. Everything is good, brother. Everything is good. So coming up, April Larson in the building, baby. That's going to be some history. So I'm pumped at that.
It wasn't proven in court.
AE. Ian, where's the water? Where's the water?
Water?
You got water? Yeah, please.
You ever grab water for me? Sorry, man. I held it in too long.
Yo, he was on blast, bro. Ortiz is usually the calm one, good looking. Ortiz is usually the calm one. He was like, I'm not having it. Y'all gonna listen to me.
Here, what's Hannah doing? What's Hannah doing? What's Hannah doing? Okay, that's it. You wanna know what Hannah's doing? I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Team No Smoke. I can't wait to see Katie. The world famous April Larson is in the building. This is gonna be good. It's gonna be one of them ones, y'all. Glad you guys are here rocking, hanging out. But this is gonna be a good one. So yeah, Super Billiards Expo is like, it's a place you're gonna come where you'll be like, oh, I haven't seen this person in forever, right? I haven't seen this person in forever. You're gonna run right into him. Jerry McWorter, throwing out the McWorter Q signs. But yeah, you're gonna come here, you're gonna see your favorite people that you ain't seen for a while. They're gonna be around. I've seen people from my childhood here, people from the pool halls I used to work are here. It's just great. It's a great way to reconnect with people. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of reconnect, all the energy just stepped in the building. Kaboomsers, get on in. Get on in where you fit in. Oh Boise. Oh Boise. We about to have everything.
All right.
I got you. 1 2 1 2. Let me make sure you're good. Yep.
Okay. All right.
1 2 1 2. Is your hair gonna touch it? There you go. 1 2 1 2. In the building. If you don't know, now you're gonna know. The raw deal with the original, the one who started it all, who started the revolution back in women's pool, April, the Grinder Larson.
Hello.
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 Hello,
How art
friends.
thou?
April, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I think I could bet a little money on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna say April Larson might be one of the hardest working people in pool.
Oh, you're sweet.
I think.
You're sweet. I could never take that title, though.
I'm gonna say who got you? Who the hell? Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna say, I'll tell you what, we can sweat this though. I don't know nobody got more miles than you.
I would bet money on that one. Yeah. I tell people I'm like the busiest lazy person.
The busiest lady.
The busiest because the second my head hits the pillow,
You're out?
I'm out.
All right, now. So I'm gonna give y'all a little interest from where I'm at to and then we're gonna take it from now. When I first met April Larson, you were 13?
Man, yeah, had to have been.
13, 14.
Yeah.
Absolutely dominating, thrashing. What up? Dominating, thrashing.
What is he doing here?
absolutely thrashing the industry and setting it on fire, giving the whole industry hope that America was happening and that pool was back. It was during the BEF days. And listen, if April Larson entered the arena or whatever, everybody else was playing for second. Facts. How many BF championships did you win? We're going to talk facts. How many did you win?
I won 5.
5. Yeah. Was that in a row? What was that?
Yeah.
No gas here, all brakes. 5 in a row. No gas, all brakes. She was doing it.
I'm picking up.
Right.
It's in the memory now.
You got the memory?
I'm gonna use it.
That's
if that's
all
okay.
good.
I'm gonna steal your slogans.
Before we get there, big shout out to Angie Larson and big shout out to Dave Larson and your sister
Brianna.
They're just a great, and your grandma, and grandpa.
My rocks.
Listen.
My whole family.
We're gonna skip around. All right, we're gonna start. how'd you get started playing pool?
So, as family, we're talking about family. I had tried every other sport known to man, and if you're appointed goalie, unwillingly,
Unwilling goalie.
in many of the sports, it's probably not your sport. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, don't get me wrong, I was decent at goalie because it was the only thing I could do, but I didn't want to do that. So
Right.
I started playing. My dad played Thursday nights with his side of the family, and family's everything to me.
Right.
And I loved seeing them. And it took like 2 years for me to really get into it and want to start actually playing. Because like then I got to see them all the time, so I wasn't bored, but I was like, this is normal now.
Right,
It's
right,
not
right.
unnormal to see them. So I started hitting balls, and yeah, I have my sister to thank because the only reason he ever brought me was my mom had bingo night Wednesday nights, and we acted how we were supposed to with dad around, and
Right.
then we knew how to tug on mom's heartstrings.
Yeah, dad don't play.
We were just the worst. We were the worst. We would fight each other.
Nice.
Like, we would fight.
Yeah.
So she's like, you need to take one of them and split them up. And so my dad was like, which one of y'all want to come? I said, I love family. I want to go see family. And my sister's more of a homebody.
Right.
So I went, and it was history. It was truly history. So have my whole family to thank, especially my sister, because we're home dogs now. But
Right.
back then I was like,
Well, no home dog.
No.
We're in tight. And where you from, April?
Bloomington, Minnesota originally. I live in San Antonio, Texas now.
Okay. What is there to do in Bloomington, Minnesota when it's cold?
We have the Mall of America, and that is all she wrote.
So
Yes.
you guys played inside sports a lot, right?
Yes, yep.
So my ex-partner, Mr. Bo Runnigan,
Yes.
representing from Minnesota,
Yes.
he said no other state could beat Minnesota
Agreed.
in 8-ball.
Agreed.
Do you
Still
see no
to this day.
hesitation? Did you see no hesitation in that, guys?
Yeah. No, bar box 8-ball, no chance.
No chance, right? That's what he said. He said, we play Big Dave. He said, we play, he's scared to death to get in here. He's scared to death. He don't want to get in there. I'm like, come on. Anyway, they played Minnesota 8-ball. He said, no chance.
No chance. No, I still went back and did a charity event just recently.
Yeah.
And TJ Steinhaus was there, some of the best.
Oh, TJ. What's up, TJ?
Yeah. Some of the best players in Minnesota were there. They break and run racks of 8-ball on a 7-foot like it's water.
Yeah.
Like it's water. I'm
Yeah.
like, that is insane.
I wish I could remember that good player's name. Real good player. Bo always used to talk about him.
Jesse Engel?
That's him.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
him. See, I just had to say it, and she said, yeah, Jesse
Yep.
Ingles in the house. If y'all want to say hi to April, say it in the chat. What's up, Christian? Say it in the chat so I could let you guys know. I'm just trying to check the chat. Make
Absolutely.
Sure that everything is all right.
Thank you for letting me do this.
No, thank you. John Mora? Okay. We'll talk about that. Oh, there we go. All right, we're in the building. I got the chat. So April, you started in the SBE. You win 5 in a row.
Yes.
You're on top of the world,
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
and she had the most pressure that you guys would never, ever, ever fathom how much pressure you had.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. She had the future of U.S. pool on her shoulders.
I mean, I don't know about all of that.
Future
but
of women's pool on your shoulders.
in the U.S., I definitely felt
That's
like.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I had a chance to do something, right? At a very
I'm gonna
young
stop you. You did do something.
Yeah,
You did.
thank you.
You did.
Yeah, and I had everyone supporting me. Not a lot of people can say that. Like, I am
Right.
not shy about the support I have because it's important for people to know that I don't know how I got it. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you ask anybody, like, I could seriously cry because, like, now that I'm like, I've grown, I've been through stuff, you know,
Right.
You look at who loves you, and I'm very, very blessed to have majority of the pool world behind me, and that is something I do not take lightly anymore.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So, if you guys knew April back then, you know she had something iconic that was like, you saw her, you saw that. It was the April Larson headband.
Yeah.
I know what my man
Yeah.
Joe Peachar, he had to love you to death because that was the most I think if
It's coming back.
I was gonna say if it was like now, that would be your merch.
It's coming back.
Oh, yeah, heard it first in the
Y'all
raw
heard it
deal,
first.
baby.
It's coming back.
Oh, stop.
Yep. There
Yeah.
might be a little more shine to it.
Oh, a little bling bling. A little, we ain't gonna get with trade secrets, but at least it's coming back.
It
and
is.
you know it's gonna be like, it's like the Karate Kid. It's like,
Yes.
shookish.
Yes. Yes, that was my trademark, I think, back then.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
was a trade back. That headband was iconic. I think
You wore it
Yeah,
in an
yeah.
iconic photo in
Oh,
Vegas.
that photo is so sick. That photo
was
is so
great.
sick. That photo is so sick.
That photo was great.
Yeah, in the context of where we took it and all that. That was,
Oh, for
that
sure.
Was great.
It was.
Right?
We have a lot of great memories.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. That's listen, guys. I might fight, but we got so many great things that happened because of the BF and being
Oh, for
involved
sure.
with them and everything like that. I know it's like a little rocky now because I'm just, I got my vision. They have their vision is different.
Yeah.
The difference between me and them is I can do whatever I want to do. They can't.
Yeah.
They got rules and stuff to follow. I don't have no rules.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Not
I
only
just keep
that,
it 100.
everything in life changes. Everything ebbs and
Yeah.
flows, and I
Yeah.
truly believe, would you agree with me, that when I was a junior, I kind of was in it at one of the best times because you
Oh, yeah.
were just getting involved.
Yep, I
you were
just got
shaping
started.
a vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were making stuff happen then. Now, obviously, for juniors, it's much bigger because
Right.
of what you've done.
Right.
But I think that when I got into it, I got very lucky because I was in a trial and error
Yeah.
time where
Yeah.
I got to do so much that doesn't exist anymore, like the Atlantic Challenge Cup.
Yeah, man.
I just got so many opportunities that I'm very grateful for.
Atlantic Challenge Cup. So I'm just gonna break it down. Atlantic Challenge Cup was a mini Moscone for juniors. Tell them who was on the last team. Y'all gotta listen to this very carefully. When I tell
Oh,
you,
man.
when I tell the U.S. team it was you,
The last one.
the last time that was
Okay.
we was in which one?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was me, Michelle,
Michelle who?
Joey Tate,
Michelle, what's her name?
Michelle Zhang, yep.
Michelle Jang.
And then
Joey
Joey
Tate,
Tate.
yep.
Shane Wolford was there.
Shane Wolford. Justin Martin?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was him.
I get a lot of the teams mixed
I
up
think it
because
was
there were
Justin
5
Martin.
years. Yeah.
Justin Martin.
And then
There was one more.
I feel like it could have been like, was it Caden?
No. It was little girl looked like a figure skater, wore her head in the ponytail. She had a little ponytail.
Well, we only had 2 girls and
Yeah.
4.
So who's the other girl?
Michelle Zhang.
I'm mixing up. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
5
you're
years
right.
worth of
You're
teams.
right.
But
Yeah.
for
Because I was thinking, like, was it Selena? What's her name?
Serena Black.
Yeah, Serena. Yeah.
She's
she was
about to
cool.
welcome her first kid.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
What?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
okay.
excited.
So that was the U.S. team, right?
Yeah.
Tell them the Europe team.
Yeah. That year, like I said, it all gets mixed up, but I do recall at some point in time playing against Federgorst, who I think
Yeah.
like that year or the next year went to play the real Moscone.
Yes, he sure did.
I said, cool. Christina Tkach,
Computer's a catch.
just
My
an
man, what's
absolute
happening?
killer.
Come here. Him. Just say what's up. Real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come here, dude. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Don't ever turn down the public eye. Get over here. Get in the middle. We live right here. Well, you taking a picture while we're live. Let them know. It's murder right here. What's your name?
Garrett Summers.
Garrett Summers is in the house, baby. You let them know what's happening? You coming?
Yeah.
Y'all see it.
Yeah. It's like,
Off
yeah.
the breath. He's like, yeah.
Nice
Brent
to
Summers
meet
in the
you.
house. He's a good dude, man. Good. Yes, sir. But so that's the thing I like about being live because we're in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're in the grease.
You're in the grease.
We're in
Okay.
the grease.
So Christina Tkach.
And at some point, it was like Victor Zelinsky, Daniel Marcial,
Yeah.
Senjin.
Victor Zelensky.
Yes. I'm telling you.
Monsters.
Now that we're grown and we're doing the thing,
Yeah.
like, I flex on people all the time saying,
Yep.
like, y'all gave me so much hate that
Facts.
we lost as bad as we lost. I said, do you
11-0.
know who we're playing?
Yeah.
And they weren't, obviously they were juniors at the time, so
Right.
like they were making a name for themselves, but they weren't winning like the
Yeah.
master events that they're
Yeah,
winning now.
for
I'm
sure.
like,
But
I said, thank you guys for doing what you're doing to rest my case. I said,
that's facts. I'll tell you a little story. I was in the outside of the thing streaming the event.
Yep.
And Fedor Goris, what you guys don't know is that dude is funny.
Yes.
He is funny, right?
Dry humor.
Dry humor.
Dry
He
humor.
comes to me and he goes, "Ra," in his little accent, "We give you donut." And I go, "What?" He goes, "We give you donut." I go, "Man, what are you doing?" He said, "Coach say we give you donut. We beat you 11-0. I was like,
And they did.
April, I told him, I said, "You better talk this stuff." He was on commentary.
Better not talk like this.
Yeah, you might not make it out of America. He was talking on the mic. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And they did. They really did.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about Europe is they don't strive to win. They strive to dominate.
Oh, they don't
will.
play. They don't play. And I'll tell you a little story that people don't know. Tomas Brickmanis,
Okay.
the coach, he said, he said, "Next time I bring my D squad." And I said, "No, you don't. Don't you ever do that.
Yeah.
You bring your best.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. But you don't.
That's made me better.
You don't take.
No.
You don't
Don't pity
take
us.
these down. Yeah, we don't need your pity, bro.
Don't pity us.
But he told that was coach of Europe. Shout out to Tomas Brickmanis.
Yeah, he's great.
It was great.
He's great.
He's
great.
amazing.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yep. He actually, we're still friends on Facebook. You know, I still keep in touch with a lot
I
of
hit
people
him up.
from
I
that
thought he was
time.
still coach. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was this other guy
Yeah.
who didn't know me.
Yeah,
Who kind
great
of brushed
guy.
me off.
No, great guy. Did he brush you off?
The new coach
The new
did.
did?
He's like, okay. I said, oh, okay. Listen, don't do that to Hanna. I'm gonna make you pay.
Real dollar bills, yo.
Dollar dollars. All right, April. So
Yes.
you're dominating the BF. You won 5 in a row. Blah, 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 blah. And then what happens?
I go to college.
Right. So you went to Linwood.
Yep.
Shout out, and I said it yesterday.
Lindenwood, yes.
Lindenwood.
Yep.
Shout out to my man Mark Wilson.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah, man.
He is the GOAT.
America, please, let's do better with our monuments, our
Yes.
people. Like, don't tear them down because they didn't do what you
No.
want them to do.
No.
Mark sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears to really make American pool happen. And now all of you guys are European. Quick. And he was teaching you that, and you was like, I'm gonna, you know?
I truly think I have never met somebody who genuinely loves pool more than that man.
That man loves
That man
pool.
loves pool.
Yeah.
And he loves people. Like, he truly, when he takes you under his wing, you're his family.
Yeah.
And he will take care of you as such.
He's amazing. Okay, so then you go to college.
Yes.
You're at college.
Yes.
You're going to college and you're playing pool.
Yes. Yep. I am only there for pool. And I'm there for a year in person, a year and a half, I would say, because the last half year we knew that it was coming to an end.
Right.
We knew we were getting cut. Really long, sad story that I could probably do a whole podcast on alone. So I go online, move home 2 or 3 months before COVID hits.
Heck, yo, so funny story. COVID set off the JIC.
I'm sure it did.
I
Yeah.
sat there. No, first I did Chris Reinhold and Tyler Steyer.
Yep.
The
Yes.
famous 68 degrees Tyler
Yes.
Steyer.
Yes.
You know, 68 degrees, Rob. That was and then right after that,
Is that what he had it set in the room?
Yeah, he said in the room,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, he was. You
That's
know
a
what?
good temperature.
He says that's the optimal temperature for playing pool, 68 degrees.
I would agree with him. That's pretty comfortable.
But he's Tyler Steyer. You gotta get on here and tell the story. I can't tell it the way you told it. I give that guy a lot of credit because he stands to what he believes in.
Yeah.
He stands 10 toes down
Yes.
on whatever he believes in, and he don't care what you say.
No.
Okay. Anyway, you're at college. It goes
Yep.
down, and COVID happens.
Yep.
Then what happens?
I don't hit a ball really for other than like the virtual stuff that we did once in a while against Pia.
Wow.
I don't hit a ball for really like a year and a half. I kind of did this like fitness kick, if you will. Was outside every single day, biking, like city to. I figured out a new. Pool had been my life, you know, and I got a little taste of fresh air, if you will. And
hey.
I enjoyed it. I think it was the best thing for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I had some really good people helping me in learning lessons, you know, and whatnot.
Right, for sure.
And that time was needed off. And then I wasn't gonna come back, honestly. I don't know if I was going to, because I really did enjoy, like, my cousins lived at the city next to me, and it was there was literally a state trail the whole way from my house to her house that I could bike. This sounds like irrelevant, but it's going to be relevant. And I would do that every day, virtually every day. I would go see them, and I felt so great. I felt powerful. Like, this is a side of April I've never experienced before. I was running 5Ks, feeling great. And then I get an invite I can't turn down, right? I get an invite to the World Championships in Milton Keynes. And I was at work. I was a concierge at a, like, high-end apartment building.
I remember that.
Yep.
I remember that. Yes.
I was at work, and I get the phone call, and I said, can I step away for a second? I go in, like, the guest suite that was empty, right? I'm bawling. I mean, it's everything I've worked for. It's not the Women's World Championships. This is the World Championships, right? Milton Keynes. So I'm like, I had to make the decision. And of course, for me, it was obvious. I didn't just work my whole life. No. My what?
Where's your 40-foot line of feet?
Oh.
Hold that, man.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're live. They're gonna come up and ask you silly questions. I gotta hold it. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And then, so I get the call, and then I accept. So I start training again, and then I played in a couple of your JICs after that as well.
Sure did.
Because I was at that age where I could kind of compete, but I knew I wouldn't be able to compete long. You know, because you guys, what was the age cap at that time? Like 21?
20, yeah.
I think I was 21. Yeah, I think I was whatever year it was.
Yeah, if you're in it.
Yeah.
So this is what we didn't do, because the other people did this. If you turn an age, like you play all this time, then you age out, they kick you right out. So my thing was like, if when the season starts, if you're of age, then you're of age for the whole thing. That's why you move out.
Yep. So I knew that was my last year, and of course I wanted to support you. You'd been there my whole junior, and you did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
I'm gonna tell you, me and April, I used to talk like, April, I'm gonna change. I used to say it. So I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna change this, because I didn't like it, man. I told a story yesterday. You know what really made me be on your team and everybody's team, the juniors team? When we went to Schaumburg, went to Chicago.
Yeah.
The biggest AC Atlantic Challenge Cup.
And then the BEF right after.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm pumped. And you walk in the spot.
Yeah.
15 people. Your mom, dad, and
grandma, grandpa.
Yeah. It was, to me, the saddest thing. These kids at that time worked their whole time sacrificing, and nobody got to see it. That broke my heart. And it's like, you got to pay to go, and you just won? What? Listen, it ain't cheap to go to China, guys.
Yeah.
On your own dime.
We paid every year. The first year I won was the first year that they didn't pay. So all 7 years I went, we fundraised, and I'm not saying I feel sorry for myself.
Bands. We're not talking about no little money.
Yeah.
Bands.
Yeah. But I had the support. Again, we circle back.
I'm gonna circle back on this. April was out there. She put that line out, the April Larson line, had little shirts and stuff. And them things was like,
we were trying.
She was doing it. You was doing it. You had the little mafia when they showed up at the BEF. Everybody had the shirts on. It was so cool. I was like, oh man.
That was a really cool experience.
That was cool, man. I give you that. But the rest of that was a tough road to hoe.
Yeah.
You know?
It does make you who you are, though, I think, and it made me. I'm grateful for my parents and the people around me, because I'm not scared to work.
No,
If
you're
that
not.
makes sense. Like,
No, you're not
I
scared.
know we're here to play pool, but like, you need to be able to afford to play pool.
Absolutely.
And a lot of, I think a lot of people just think that we get everything handed to us.
Negative.
And that is a negative, Ghost Rider.
Super negative on that Ghost Rider. Patterns full.
Yeah.
Negatory.
Yeah. So like this year, since I've dropped everything, like my cue lines and my case lines and everything.
We gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Listen. So, April, I think the only person that might beat you would be Lori John Jones, that stayed with the same company.
Probably. She stayed with them for
She's with
forever. Yeah.
With Nucci, right?
Yeah,
Nucci?
I think so.
Forever.
Ever.
And you've been with Peachar ever.
Yes, since
So,
12.
I'm gonna say this. A lot of people come and go. A lot of people do different things. That man, Joe Peachauer, single-handedly with his company, held junior pool down.
Agreed.
And that's a cold fact. We can go to war. You can say what you want to.
We can fight.
We can fight. That's right. Joe Peachauer and Peachauer held it down, and he's still holding down to this day doing his thing. So nothing but respect for that man.
Yes. He
The highest respect.
Yeah. I don't think that there's any words or praise I can give them high enough. We went to dinner last night, and I was literally tearing up talking to Riley because everybody goes through like rough times in their life.
For sure.
And I went through a reasonably rough time about like a year and a half ago. I got away from it, and the next month they knew, like, this is how well they knew me. This is how much they believed in me. They literally were like, "We're gonna give you a line." The month after, like, the darkest hour.
Exactly.
Without that, like, that's not just pool related. That's like on such a different level for them to know, like, she needs us. Like, now.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
He's in your corner, like, so.
Yes.
That's why I give him props, because I'm not talking nothing that somebody told me. I'm talking what I saw with my own eyes and experienced and was, there. I was there.
Yes.
So I saw all that.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's the same example of what I say, like, I don't want sponsors, I want partners. That man is your partner. So everybody gives me so much crap for how many sponsors I have, but it's so real when I say they're all family. They all work together. Olhausen, Peachauer, Castillo, they're all open to working together. So like everybody on my jersey is not a stranger to the rest of them on my jersey. Right.
Like, we are one big family. We work together. We want each other to succeed.
Yeah.
Granted, everybody can say, well, they're different parts of the industry, right? Right. That's how sponsorship should work. Like, you should, you should believe in what you use, right?
Yeah.
So I believe in each part of my sponsorships, right? They've all been with me, unless they're new, right? But I have really been with most of them over 5 years.
Yeah.
So loyalty is huge with me.
I know, and you're that type of person. You built for that.
Yeah.
You built for that energy right there.
Yeah.
You built for that. I got my main man, Ray Lenars, making sure brother look good. So he's always in the house. That's my man.
Always.
But
he's great.
Yeah, he's a great dude. I think I'm gonna say this. I never saw somebody in a sport who was at the height of where you were in that sport. There was nobody higher. Sorry, there was not. Only the GOATs were higher than April Larson. Now, this is all facts. Only the GOATs were higher than you. And when the GOATs are saying, you're the next.
Oh, yeah, trust me. Many tears shed. Many tears shed.
The GOATs saying, you're the next. But what you did, which is what I loved, when we had the Beep Beep and Soph Mass and those girls started coming up, and the first thing April does, get under the wing, let me tell you a little something, let me help you a little something, let me show you something. No shade, no hate, no nothing, just, hey man, I've been there. And trust me, April's been there, like,
been around the block.
Yeah, you've been around the block.
Been around the block.
But it's like, that's when you, like you said, highs, lows, mediums, whatever. But when you go through stuff like that, and you are on the other side of it, and you like, I'm still standing. Not only am I still standing, I'm thriving.
Yeah.
Listen, I closer to you, I say Joey Tate, right?
Yeah.
I call Joey Tate Captain America.
Yes.
That dude, I give him props. The pressure to succeed, to be SVB or whoever you would be, that's got, like, we were like, and I'm not out of line saying, it was like, April Larson is going to be next Alison Fisher.
Yeah, no,
April Larson
that
is
was a
going
lot
to
of
be next
pressure.
Black Widow.
There was a lot of pressure.
How, right?
Yeah.
All day.
Because
Like,
everybody thinks that if you're successful as a junior, right, and you make a name for yourself as a junior, you're gonna follow this like in stone, just like positive trend that. And I am not, and she knows she's my home dog. I'm just saying she did this, right? Christina Tkach followed it.
I remember.
Now,
I remember you was always in the corner.
Now she's always had the same struggles everybody else has, and I'm saying she is a GOAT, right? So she followed that trajectory. She's like the only one I know that followed from junior. Like, she's a world champion now at 26. Do you know what I mean? So she followed it, and I couldn't be more happy for her. But the reality is 95% of us are probably not going to follow that same trajectory. It might take us a little longer. We might not make it. But at the end of the day, I have talked to every single one of my sponsors, every single one of my supporters, everybody that follows me, and they're like, we don't care.
Right.
Like, we know you're trying and giving it 100%.
Right.
We just want you to be happy and succeed. That's the best kind of support you can have.
But you also bring something else to the table that a lot of people do not bring to the table. And I've talked about it here. I was like, listen, I know this for a fact. I know if you believed in my product and I put it in your hands, in a week, you run in the company line.
Yeah.
Hey, this is made out of this, made by this, blah, blah, blah. And you do it. You're always super bubbly, super happy all the damn time. And just, I remember this. I remember when I really turned the corner and I started with the interviews and this and that. And I told April one time, I said, yo, April, listen, I'm going to come hit you with the thing. Okay. I'm like, yo, I'm going to hit you. Okay. I put that girl on camera. It's like, oh, my bro. But listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. No, I can't tell them that because that's still happening.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had some opportunities with April, and we did some real world stuff that's going to be
exciting.
Changing. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. And, you know, April got in there and never did what I'm talking about. By the day in her life, and with a little bit of coaching, my friends who are professionals were like, damn, that's what's up?
Thank you.
I said, yeah, that's what's up. It was beautiful. So that's how much I believe in her. You know what I'm saying? And the world never knew, but like, you know, she won best social media because we had a plan.
You guys did, yes.
We did that website in her colors. She designed it. We catered it to her.
Made a beautiful website.
Yeah, catered it to her, and it was on the social media. We was the first. Now everybody's like trying to catch up. I think the
100%.
closest. I like what Federer and Christina are doing.
Yes.
They got their own videographer, their own photographer to make their own branded brand. Like he's doing it. And
to be honest with you, do you agree with me on this? I think they're going to be a league of their own. I really do. I think that they are going to be possibly the best to ever live.
That's you know you might not be too far from that. I always know, you know, seeing champions and their struggles and what they go through, that's the medal. That's what makes you who you is. Those hard times define you.
Yes. Yes.
The hard times define you.
And they have had the hardest, I think. And
oh, that's me? Good looks. Okay. If you get faded by the hard times, you ain't built for it.
And what is harder, and I'm only saying this because I know they won't, right? What is harder than not being able to be home?
That was so. That was a brutal situation.
And I mean no disrespect. I mean nothing but respect. I know that, like, I could literally cry because I know it was so hard. I mean, could you imagine just like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you can't go home?
And that was.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you have no choice. So that is, I think, why they are so great for each other, is they went through that together.
Yeah.
You know, they got through it together. They became successful together. They became #1 in the world together. It was like they're one. Like they did the same thing at the same time, and all they did was support each other through it. Like I'm such a fan of those two. It makes me so emotional.
Shout out to Fed, of course,
and Christina.
Shout out to Christina.
The Crystal.
I'm gonna tell you, Crystal. I think I don't know. I think she epitomizes a little more than like the Crystal. I think one time that nickname's gonna find her.
Yes, agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
She's already kind of.
Yeah, I don't think it's the Crystal.
I don't know if this is.
I don't think it's the Crystal. I think she's gonna find it. Nickname's gonna come to her because that's
something
what they do.
Fierce.
Something fierce gotta come. I didn't think the Crystal was it, but still, shout out to the branding and stuff that they did.
Yes.
They took it upon themselves to make themselves a brand, and then they actually were the brand who could back it up.
Yes.
They were world champions.
Yes.
Nobody can ever take those away from you. And you know, when I talk to Soph Mass, this is what you don't know. I should tell. I said, listen, man. I said, the closest to you that you could have and you can ever talk to, I said, would be April Larson. I said, because everything that you want, that girl was there. And no cap. She was there, putting the work in. Here's the thing. I could fail a million times, not where I am now, but before, I could fail a million times in private. I could fall on my face. This idea sucks.
Yeah.
You're horrible. And the world won't say nothing.
Yeah.
But let April Larson fail.
Oh, no.
Dude. Let April Larson. I'm going to tell you, because she won. I'm not going to say the names, even though I want to, but I'm not going to do that. But, like, when you're in that position and you're the queen bee, and you just got people just waiting for you to take a misstep. And then there are people in it with got some power or whatever, and you're gonna go to a 13, 14-year-old girl and do what you do. That's why Hanna's Hanna. I ain't having it. And I'm there with you, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Okay. You want to play.
That's what you want to do. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she's so strong, and it's
so sweet.
It came from the inner, and I think you had to go through it. It's like the metamorphosis or the cocoon. You know, you had to go through all that, the darling, that it's that, to finding your way, stumbling, picking yourself back up, falling down at the bottom. Joe Peach out there, got you.
Said nope.
You said, yeah, right.
You're good. You're good. Let me bring life back.
Yeah.
I swear, them, all my family, all of my sponsors, really. I mean, if I told you guys the truth of, you know, what my sponsors have done for me, it's unfathomable.
That's fact.
It's sincerely unfathomable.
But it's a tribute or because of who you are.
Well, thank you.
Because people have the ability to do things for people, but they don't do it for everybody.
Yeah. That's the biggest compliment.
That's fact.
That's the biggest compliment, is the fact that I'm not a world champion, but I have the support I have the love I have. It's unreal. It's unreal. It's truly like, I tell everyone watching, everybody that knows me, sees me, anything I do that is successful in life should be a reflection of you guys.
You know, I'm gonna say this. I was so happy in Puerto Rico. That's where you was partnering with Shane, right?
It was Shane, Tyler, and I. We were world teams.
Yo,
that was the highlight of my life. I was on the sideline
like, you sure, April? Come on, girl.
Yeah. It was a great day.
Dope.
It was.
You was
It was.
you was fierce, man.
Thank you.
It was so dope.
How like it feels like a dream, because how do you explain to people the feeling of, sure, you can get lessons from all these players whenever you want, right? They're very available, which we're grateful for. We're lucky to have.
Right.
I have never in my life thought it would come a time where in the heat of the moment, like it's down to the last ball and you need to make this, right? That I could look over my shoulder and be like, is this what you would do? And learn in the moment, because you're not thinking how you're thinking when you're getting lessons.
That's right.
When you have pressure on you, you're thinking wrong, and that's when you need to know what would they do.
Exactly.
And I had the opportunity to learn what they would do in that, and I'm literally sitting there like, I've rewatched it a million times, listened to the commentators are like, I've never seen Shane so animated. Like he was getting the bridge for me. I was like, what is happening?
I think that's the only time he really felt, I can't speak for the man, but I felt with him he felt not obligated, but he was like,
He wanted to.
Right?
Yes.
He was like, and then you responded the way you responded. And I'm telling you, everybody was rooting for you guys.
Thank you.
Everybody was like.
I was heartbroken because we did not lose like by a lot. We lost to Austria. Even Albin came up and was like, I feel really bad because like you guys shot really well, and I thought that was really cool of him to say. I was like, thank you, but it still hurts.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you
for telling me I'm a good loser.
No. He meant it in a nice way.
He did.
And they were all super respectful, but they know it was close, which was a huge respect thing for me too, because I lost to Jasmine 4-3. And then Shane won 4-3. Tyler Steyer and I lost the doubles 4-3. And then Shane lost 4-3.
4-3.
I was like, oh my God.
Come on, right?
Right there.
You in the grease.
Yeah, it was either Shane won or we won the doubles. I can't remember the first two, but I can't remember. But it was.
That was incredible. Like,
it was a heartbreaker.
So I told this story yesterday. So the world don't know, but I used to be a top DJ. Y'all didn't want no smoke. I was top DJ out there, and I got to play with a for real rap group. Like they out there.
Because you raw Hanna.
And 50,000 people. I'm on stage. Baseball hat. Bigger. You know what I'm saying?
In your zone.
Get in my zone.
Yeah.
The biggest opportunity of my whole life. And they get ready to go on to give you the set list. I'm ready. Like
I'm ready.
I'm ready. The MC goes on. The wrong song. April, I played the wrong song. So you know how you can make a mistake and you can play it off?
Yes.
No. The MC said, my DJ name is Ultra.
Okay.
It was short for Ultra, man. They said, you gotta excuse Brother Ultra. He's new.
No way.
April, I told Joe yesterday, that Denzel Washington soldier story tear went. I got so mad.
Yeah.
I was so mad. The next show we was at, I asked the sound man, I asked the other MC, I asked the manager, I asked to do like 4 times. I had that set list ready.
This is going to be the song that plays when it has to play.
And it never happening to me again.
And isn't that crazy that your lowest points are actually your biggest blessings, because it teaches you never to do it again?
You can't, I will not. And me and the MC, we talk about that all the time.
Really?
He laugh. He's like, you got to excuse Brother Ultra. He's new.
Got it. With that jazz voice, the smooth jazz.
Yeah. He's new. And I'm like, So anyway, because I watched you from the sideline. Going through that stuff. And it hurt my feelings, man. I was like, that's my girl. And
you were always there, though.
She's hurting, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know what? I said, knowing April, I said, she's gonna take this, she's gonna do whatever that you did in all your life, and you just took it and you just turned the beat around like Vicky Sue Robinson.
Yeah.
Turned the beat around and came out the other side.
Yeah. Like, I don't mean to be like one of those people that stand up here and preach, right? It's really not. It's just like, I have finally truly realized after everything that at the end of the day, it's just gonna sound so morbid, but it's the truth. At the end of the day, sure, yes, we all want like a legacy. We all want to leave our mark on this.
Yeah.
We all want to be remembered in a positive light, right?
Right.
But you actually cannot help how you can only do what you think is right. You cannot help how other people perceive it.
That's the hugest fact ever.
So if you're doing what you think is right, if you're doing what you stand for, and you go down in history as something that you don't want to, guess what? That's unfortunate, but that is not something you can control. So the biggest lesson I've learned out of everything in life, and that's why I have this tattooed on my hand. I don't know where the camera is.
Right there,
up
camera
there.
one.
So it says "Let them," because it's the kind way of kind of saying like, "F them,"
you
because
know, I with you.
Yeah,
right?
like, because at the end of the day, I used to beat myself up, and I know you know that. I am trying so hard to make X, Y, and Z happy. I'm trying to make everything happen how it's supposed to and control every variable. And it don't matter how hard you try to control certain things, you can't. And the best gift on this planet, I truly believe, is being able to truly and sincerely let whatever happen, happen.
Yeah.
You control what you can.
Oh, yeah.
But you cannot worry, because that's wasted energy. You cannot worry about stuff you cannot control.
Big facts. It'll drive you crazy.
It'll drive you insane. You will be a different person. You won't be able to focus. It'll take energy away from your actual goals.
I got one for you.
Yes.
So we're doing Chris Reinhold and Tyler Steyer, and I got a troll in the chat thing, and he had me so hot. I got this wall-breaking match, and I'm barking at this guy.
Yeah.
Mike Littman, my man, Mike Littman.
Yes.
Mike Littman
The OG.
hit me. He said, Robert, you don't got to do that.
Yeah.
He said, block, delete, and leave it alone.
Yep.
And I was like, if I block and delete him, he gonna say, Rob kicked me out for this and that. And I'm gonna feel bad. And he said, that's the price you pay.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, everybody ain't gonna like you. You gotta be comfortable with not being liked.
Yep.
And my thing is funny for me, because I got more friends than all you guys put together. I know I do. But I always tell them, I don't need no new friends. I'm not trying to make no new friends.
Yeah.
I got my old ones who I know is ride or die.
Yep.
I don't need no new friends.
No.
And it's not like I don't need new friends, like new people, because I got a bunch of new friends. I got a bunch of great, fantastic new friends. Tony Bloom, Jacob DeWall, Brittany DeWall, Jackson McDonald, Peter Frampton, all these people. The PNW, man, they love me over there.
Yeah.
Portland?
Yes.
I go there twice a year. DJ. I'm commentating. It is the best.
Yes.
These people are so cool. So you got to find where you fit.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
And I think when you do that and you're comfortable where you fit, don't matter. I got people in here like my man Dan Aguiar. That guy right there was with me when nobody knew my name. Nobody. And he used to commentate with me and, go through the struggle to get there. So I want to talk about your sponsor that I see you all the time. What's my man with the cases?
Castillo.
Man, that's
Mr. Gil
him.
Castillo.
You got to put April in the will, bro. You got to put April in the will. She got to get a part of the company, but she be pushing.
Yeah.
Dude, you be pushing. So y'all see April at the BCA, Expo, all that.
Yeah.
She got them cases. Derby.
Everything.
She got the cases. She's like, yo, listen, get these tickets.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. The only reason I know about that guy is because of you.
Really?
Facts.
That's awesome.
When you started doing the razzes and stuff, I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw his work. You got the one April, the glittery one. I was like, yo, you got some skills.
Yeah. He makes some incredible. He actually has like three to five real authentic Louis Vuitton cases. So he takes the
Hold on,
Louis. So he takes the clothing.
Right.
What is it called? It's like a wardrobe.
A sample?
No. So
Oh,
you know
pattern?
what you put. You know what you put clothes in, and it like covers the clothes to keep it safe. What is that called?
Yes. Like garment bag.
Garment bag. Thank you so much. So he takes authentic with papers Louis Vuitton garment bags, and he uses that material from an authentic Louis Vuitton garment bag, and he makes his cases out of it. So it is legit, authentic Louis Vuitton. So he has 3 to 5 of those over there. He's doing a raffle for them. I'm going to shout it out real quick because it's a 35 tickets only, 100 a ticket to win whichever one that they want. They get to pick. Real, authentic. And Peach Hour and Olhausen over here are doing a raffle to help the Wounded Warriors. Every dime donated goes to the Wounded Warriors. We're doing a $30,000 package, and I think there are 5 tables he made because he went above and beyond as he always does with Olhausen. But you get a Purple Heart table, Olhausen table, and that's a $15,000 value. And you get a $15,000 custom Wounded Warriors Peach Hour cube. So they match. Everything about them matches. They were made together specifically for this. Every dime raised, I think they're at like 15,000.
Was that at the BCA?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
They're drawing, I think. I can't. I'm not going to say when they're drawing because I don't know for sure. But it's soon. They're drawing soon.
I saw that.
Yes.
Incredible.
And they have only sold about 100 tickets of the 300, and they're like picking soon. So right now, you have a really good chance to win. So if anybody wants to get in, it's helping the Wounded Warriors, people who put their lives on the line for this country. There's no better
freezer,
charity to help. You know what I mean? Charity might be the wrong word, but cause.
Right.
Cause.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely true.
But,
absolutely.
Yes.
Cause.
So.
And you see what she did right there? She just flowed effortlessly right into it, gave the product drop, new knowledge about the product. That's what I'm talking about when you want to be a brand ambassador.
It's important.
That's what you need.
It's important.
That's the thing you need. If you want somebody to give you money to have their stuff, you need that level of knowledge. You gotta be passionate about it. And I'm telling you, what's his name? Gil
Castillo.
Gil, bro. You got cut her off. You got to put her in. She got to be on the paperwork. You got to get stock options or whatever.
He definitely made me cry last event. He just, when you have a deep heart to heart with somebody, and they say things in like it's the word choice, right? And they like look at you and they're like, no, like I mean this sincerely. Like he said, I trust you more than probably like maybe a couple other people, like family wise, but he goes like, I trust you more than I think I've ever trusted like anybody in the pool
because
world.
you give them that.
I literally was like, stop. My head's not going to fit through the door. You need to stop. So yeah, I appreciate
what up, Freeze?
you.
Oh, sorry.
No, come on. Come on.
Yeah, nah.
The freezer's in the house.
Freezer's in the house. I got little drive-bys in there. He's in the house. And you see this guy in the background? He got no idea this camera's on right on him. That's why I do it. That's the live part.
Yes.
Yeah, you right there. Yeah, bro. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. What up, guy?
Yes.
Freezer in the building, baby.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying we gonna get
with a couple of legends.
Yeah.
Did you win your
Says
match?
the legend. I'm not playing here. I'm just representing.
Oh, you look like you were playing yesterday.
Yeah, just over at the booth over here.
You always look like you're
right
in rare form, ready to rock.
Yeah.
You're funny. You're funny.
Like
Thank
you're
you.
That's right.
You
How's
too.
everything doing?
Everything great, Freezer. I'm gonna get the freezer up in here, man, because I
bet he has some stories.
Nah, I'm proud of you. We talked about you yesterday. Real talk.
Thank you.
Real talk, and as your
means a lot.
Your rise as a broadcaster, bro. I'm glad we got you in America.
Thank you, bro.
Real talk, bro.
Means a lot.
It does.
I got a long way to go.
No, you don't. You don't
I'm never gonna relax.
You don't got a long
You're
way
there.
to go. You
Thank you.
there, fam.
Thank you so much.
Keep doing you, though.
Yeah.
You too, bro.
Keep doing. Oh, you know
Everything
that.
you guys are doing.
Come on, man. You
Thank
know.
you, guys.
already
Thank
know.
you.
already know. Freeze. Yeah, he's you know what I'm saying? It's like tiramisu. You like Freezer or you don't like him?
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, I like him. He's been
always
nothing but
cool
kind to
with-
me.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool to me. I think as a part of it, like what you said, you got to be comfortable in who you are here. That man, he changed pool. Power one pocket, changed pool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shut up. Dude,
Yeah.
what did you change?
I think he's the epitome of, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I
Really.
think though he's been able to transcend that a little bit, get smoother around the
Yes,
edges.
yes,
Right.
yes.
That's what Matchroom will do for you. Listen. I'm gonna say this to people so you understand this. Just because somebody gives you an opportunity to do something, that don't mean you're gonna be good at it. That don't mean you're gonna be whatever it is in that opportunity. The only reason you're going to be successful is because of you and your work ethic and what you bring to the table.
Agreed
So
completely.
God bless everybody who's giving people opportunity, but just because you give them opportunity don't mean you
still
own
have to
that
do it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's one of my pet peeves.
Like you had it handed to you.
Yeah, like you didn't
Like,
put no
what?
work in. Like you didn't put no. I ain't put no work, man. Come on now.
You think they're just like, here's gold plate, like with anything you want on
Man,
it?
listen. I
You're
know.
crazy.
I give props to my man James Harris.
Yeah.
My man Dan Aguiar and all those people. Mika Eminem sat with me in the booth, dude. I think that's what broke it. Me and Mika Eminem on the Mez tour, we sat in the booth for 2 hours because the match didn't happen, and we just talked. And everybody said, yo, that's the most I've seen Mika.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in that, because he's usually the Iceman.
Yeah.
But he was breaking it down and genuine and all that
We
stuff.
need to do more of this in this world. We need to just do
That's
more
why-
talking.
That's why I decided to do this like this, because I could easily have this calm way, ain't nobody here, make it a whole production, take it home, cut it, edit it, do every good stuff.
It's not as raw.
That's why it's the raw deal, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you get. We're live here at Super Biz Expo.
Yes.
You're working. We just had the freezer stop through. We got
Yes.
Double J. We got, I want people to get the energy of the immediacy of what's happening.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's not easy being a pool player or somebody who loves this sport, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
But they don't know nothing because we don't never let them in.
Yeah. How are your legs feeling on this concrete?
But listen, yo, April, what I got on my feet, April? What I got on my feet?
Yeah.
I got the sneakers on. I don't got no shoes on.
I think that's the biggest misconception. Is
I got the sneakers on.
that pool isn't a physical sport.
Oh, you bugging?
You wrong.
You dead wrong. You so wrong. You can't be
You are
right.
wrong.
WR wrong. All right. So what does April Larson have on her plate coming up?
Yeah, so April Larson has not played a lot of pool recently, other than a couple events that I knew. I'm a realist, right? So I played in San Diego and I played in,
You played out there by me.
the Seattle Open. Yes. I did okay. Seattle, not so well. I think just because I had just got my wisdom teeth removed. And then, so I gave myself grace.
Yeah.
Seattle Open, because it was a WNT event, realistic standards here. I went for improvement, really, right? And anyways, so I haven't played a lot. It's been a lot of expos, pushing my brand, pushing my sponsors, which has been amazing. And now I will be going to China for the month of May.
For what?
For the month of May. So I'll be playing the Grandmasters hay ball.
The hay ball joint. Yeah,
Yes.
that's big.
And then Duya,
And then what?
the Duya, so that's the
Duya,
9-ball
yes.
on the same tables. And then from there, WPBA starts back up in the States after that. So I'll fly into the Soaring Eagles, which is in Michigan. And then I think I go from there to Australia for the Hayball World Championships. It doesn't feel real.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Just,
And then I fly back for Green Bay, where Peach Hour and Olhausen are. I wish I could spew everything, but
yeah.
it's gonna be.
I don't know. If I might be, I might be seeing you a little.
When I tell you,
later.
these women have no idea
What's happening?
how much Peach Hour and Olhausen care and how much they put into this, because it's in Green Bay. What's in Green Bay? a lot of really cool opportunities.
Absolutely, and that's what you need. Yeah.
And that's all I'll say.
You gotta think out the box and be out the box.
And that is what we do here at Peach Hour.
No, Joe.
I'm so excited.
That dude's the truth, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna get him in here. He's quiet though.
Yes.
He don't want to spill the beans. Every time I talk to him, give him platitudes. He's like, oh, not me. No, you, bro.
But Jake and Riley.
Of his son,
yes,
right?
they're in a process of. So previously, they never had any really interest in taking over the company. Like Riley went to law school. Jake had a great job. There was just no real interest there.
Right.
Then Riley started the Pool Shark Billiard Club.
Yep.
Had huge visions for that. Learned a lot about the industry, and instead of going that direction, changed and pivoted to we could do this through Peach Hour. So Riley and Jake are now learning and hopefully taking over the.
Riley and Jake, I wish you nothing but Godspeed. You got some big shoes to fill.
Agreed, but
you got some big shoes to fill. I think you can
they are
do it.
hungry.
I know they are. I
hungry.
talked to them.
Yeah.
I talked to them a bit. I see what's happening. I see the work.
Good.
I see the work that
They're one of us.
Yeah. No, I see them.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's my favorite. It's my favorite quote. St. Your Grandpa's Pool, man. All praise to the people that came before us, that led the way. All praise to them.
Yes.
But I think in America and worldwide for women's pool,
yes,
especially junior pool, they owe you a little something. All them girls. Because without April and what was her Hanson,
Taylor Hanson. Yep.
Even Sky when she was playing, it wasn't cool to be a girl and play pool and try to do all this stuff. And you guys went through it, man. You guys went through it. It was brutal, man.
It's rough out here in these streets.
These streets is rough. You gotta be rough. Make me take my tie off.
Yeah.
Out here. But
I honestly have to think. I finally have the platform to say it, and it's a natural segue. I have to thank Taylor Hanson. From the depths of my soul, I have to thank Taylor Hanson because she made me the fiercest competitor I could ever be. She was the toughest competitor at that time.
Bro. And what's her little brother's name?
Tristan.
Yo, that dude.
They both could.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, America, we dropped the ball. USA, you guys, you dropped the ball because those two right there was the truth.
We did.
Facts, no printer.
Right.
The truth.
Right.
And I don't want to get on the soapbox, but my man Zach Hampton, you know Zach Hampton?
Yes.
In America, we dropped the ball.
We did.
That dude Zach Hampton? If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, and I don't know who I'm talking about, go do your homework.
Yeah.
Ask any people who's coming up in that time. Zach Hampton was the truth, period.
And I have to say this, without crying, we're not going to cry because that's not what we're going to do here.
Crying.
But I would like to give a shout out to Brendan and Jeff Crockett because Brendan had something.
You know what's so funny? When we were doing the Meds, we had Cole Gibbons, Chris Reinhold, Chris Byers, Brendan Crockett, Spencer Lavin. We had Team USA right there. That's a fact.
Chris and Spencer are top of the line too.
If Spence Money, it's your boy Rob. If Spence Money put this much of effort into playing pool, y'all be in trouble. He played pool like a vacation.
And he kills people. He kills people on the table.
Murders them. That guy.
Both him and Chris, underrated. Underrated.
Listen, I think my boy Chris is about to make his resurgence this year.
I agree. I'm so excited for it.
I think he learned them lessons, and he's inside of that spirit.
I think his break helped him.
Oh yeah.
I really do.
No, it does.
I really do.
I think
he's going to come back bigger and better than ever.
When you come back and you're able to reflect, it helps you.
I agree.
Right?
Clarity.
You look through the scope and you're like, I don't like what I see right there.
It's really easy when you're, for example, where I'm at now, where I'm never home. I go event to event to event, just like many of us, right? It's so easy to forget that there's a much bigger world out there. It's not just this.
You're locked in.
And if people support you, look up to you, are constantly at your beck and call, it can sometimes, it's hard to not let that get to
Exactly.
you, right?
That's fact.
So to take that step away is to realize this ain't, we're not like Beyonce out here. You know what I mean? Like, we can go to the grocery store, nobody knows who we are.
Fed
You
up
know?
go to the grocery store, ain't nobody know. You can sell as much merch as you want, bro. Until you on TV 24/7 making that big noise, you can go and I tell you what, you better enjoy that. That you can go to the store and just right?
Yes.
I think you ladies are at the precipice of that because the WPBA is really, they turn up their marketing and stuff. That I give them all the credit. They are really pushing.
They're trying.
They're pushing.
They
No,
are
they ain't
really
trying.
trying.
They're doing.
Yes.
They're doing. I give credit where credit
for
is due.
sure, for sure.
They're doing their thing, and I think they trying to build them stars. Like when ESPN. I know you listening, but check this out, bro. Check this out. There's something called live streaming. That's your own TV channel. Only thing is that if it's not as popular as whatever, you don't have that big global reach, and you don't have those General Electric, State Farm, those sponsors, so we can't pay you that big money.
Yeah.
That's what it's got to be. The first person who gets real sponsor on the outside of pool, I'm talking about like State Farm or something like that.
Will be responsible for the turn of pool.
You better believe that all. And it's not as far-fetched as we think.
No.
Like what we spoke on yesterday when you came on and visit me. Like that's it ain't on that one. But that's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of them ones. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's gonna.
Yes. I would like to, can I plug him real quick?
Plug it up.
So he's actually here. So Michael Malvin out of San Diego. I have to give a huge, do you know Tina Malm?
Of course.
Oh, yes. So Tina
I
Malm,
love Tina.
I have to thank from the bottom of my heart. She's actually who I'm staying with here. We're close friends. We're close, right?
Yeah.
We don't see each other often, but when we do, it's like
She's genuine. I just got introduced.
yes.
She's genuine.
I think if we saw each other more, we'd be like Christina Catch and I. You know, like we're the same in one, right? Moral of the story: she knew Michael Malvin, right? And Michael had told her he owns Decision Investments. He's my newest sponsor. He is right here.
There it is. Okay.
Yep. He's my newest sponsor. We're trying to figure out the best way to make the big announcement, you know? That's why it's been kind of quiet on socials. Because he is not a billiard related sponsor, we have to be careful of the wording, right? So we have to make sure the post is how it's supposed to be. And I respect that more than anybody can know because I don't want no trouble.
Don't want no
Basically,
problems.
he told Tina he was trying to get involved, right? He's always been a billiard fan. He plays billiards. He loves it. He wants to get involved and have course. And he told her to keep her eye out for somebody that he thinks would be a good representative for his company, right? And she was selfless enough to, like a year and a half later, follow me, see what I'm doing, get close to me, and recommend me to this guy. He is not in the pool world. Decision Investments is very successful investment, like portfolios, does, trading and whatnot for his clients, and very successful. And he genuinely wants what's best. So he wants you to be successful in his, why would you, I struggle to understand why you would want to not do well for your clients. It doesn't make sense.
That's right.
It's like a win-win-win-win-win if everybody does well. Yeah. And he genuinely cares, right? Like, if you're a friend of his, he has a, any client or any company like that has minimums, right? But if you're a friend, he helps you. He's not gonna not help you, right? So he's just a genuine person. I've come down and visited twice, right? He let me stay at his home. Does not know me, right? So I think that this is I'm really excited, as you can tell. I'm really excited because this is an opportunity, like you said, outside of pool, coming into pool.
Yeah.
I might stir the pot a little bit with this, He's here.
She might have some company steering that pot.
Yes, he's here. He came all the way here just to meet people like of you, my sponsors. He wants to get involved. He wants to help the pool world, and I'm really excited. I'm sorry. I had
Yo, y'all feel that, right? That's called passion.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? That's called passion, being real, and holding it down. April Larson.
Yes.
Don't call it a comeback. She's been here for years.
The #1 diva. Just kidding.
Nah,
you know Diva by Beyonce, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But
Yeah.
I think it's cool that you're still here. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's like
You too.
we act like it's mad years or whatever, but it's like you're still here and you still got a pathway to make that impact.
Thank you.
And I think now with the tools that you're armed with, I think that's gonna happen.
Thank you.
And y'all heard
I'm
it
trying.
here first.
I'm trying.
Yeah, this girl is like, she gets it in for real.
Thank you.
April Larson, the grinder. I'm so happy to see that the headband's coming back.
It is coming back. When? I don't know, but it is coming back. I've had it in my suitcase the last couple of events, but I haven't been playing, right? So I need to find one. I don't know, maybe like I would make it in China, but I'm gonna be wearing a suit.
Right.
I've never worn a suit in my life, so I don't feel like the headband with the suit is the right time. So I don't know, maybe in Green Bay it would be serendipitous.
Yeah, now Green Bay, I think that's a perfect.
Is that the time for the comeback?
Yeah. I think that's the perfect time, and
I think that we've got action here.
Yeah, we definitely got some action. We got some synergy going that you don't even know about. That's gonna be kind of crazy.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, there's a little something happening. So you never know. You never know what's down the pipe, what's down the thing. I'm telling you that for me and myself, where I'm at, I'm never satisfied, but I'm happy. I'm happy with where I have opportunity.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, when I do it, it's over.
It's done.
It's over.
And I would like to say one thing before we leave, that Mr. Hanna is single-handedly changing the industry by doing stuff like this. I mean, where else do you see stuff like this?
We're gonna do it.
We're doing it. You're doing it.
We're gonna do it.
You're doing it.
Listen, we had M. Fraser pop in yesterday. M. Fraser, Forbes magazine popped in like, what you guys doing?
The queen, the goat.
The queen, she's there eating her Kit Kat. You guys live? Yes, and you're live too.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That's why I like it. I think it's a chance to bring it into people who haven't been there.
Yeah.
So coming up next, I think Joey's gonna have Jeanette. I don't know if she's coming on today. Oh yeah, we're gonna have
awesome.
The Black Widow's gonna be in the house.
The goat.
She is
goat.
my goat.
Yes.
If I could model my career, minus the playing,
did it right.
Minus the playing, to be a quarter as successful as hers was, I'd be very happy. But so coming up next, I think it's going to be Jillian Whitten from Whitten Cases. If you know pool and you got a real pool cue, you got a Whitten case. I'm just saying. So we're going to build with her in a little while. This is Hanna from the Raw Deal. April Larson, the grinder, is in the building.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out them sponsors. Make some money.
Okay. I only do this because I don't want to be like lagging. I have all of them on a document.
Wow.
Because I've done this once or twice.
All right.
So obviously Peach Hour Custom Cues. Shout out to them, the OGs. Iron City Billiards.
Okay.
Out of Birmingham, Alabama. I'm sure y'all have heard of them with the biggest Calcutta event in the world.
Ever. All the time. All the time. Change your life money.
Yes.
Change your life money.
Speaking from personal experience. Anyways, Olhausen Billiards, who's also here. Best tables, you know. you know
what's up.
Decision Investments. IBA Pool Leagues from back home, or international.
He was always with them.
Yes, International Billiards Association.
What's his name again?
Scott Barrett.
Scott Barrett, shout out to you, my man.
Yes. Came to Russia with me.
That guy's dope.
Yeah.
He's solid.
Yeah, he's purely supporting me because we're gonna hit the ground running. He has like some things he's working on. And he says, in the meantime, I'm going to support you. And when it hits, I know that you'll do your job. So he is the best. He's the best.
That's what it is.
Fort Worth Billiards out of Fort Worth, Alberto.
Yeah, Albert.
Yes.
Yo, he's one of them ones.
Yes.
He one of them
Albert
ones.
is the real deal.
Yeah, that's
the real
no
deal.
joke.
Rush Automotive from back home in Round Rock, Texas.
I remember that
Yep.
logo.
Wild Things Antiques, who's actually my cousin,
Oh, that's
who
so cool.
owns an antique mall in Minnesota.
That's dope.
One of the most successful. I'm not even kidding. He
Holla.
has, I think, anywhere from like 30 to 50 vendors in his mall.
Speak of the devil.
Yes.
Speak of the devil.
Speaking of the devil.
We just talking about you.
Castillo leather cases.
Right.
Obviously.
Of course, Gil.
And Jam Up, which makes my
Man,
billboard.
Mr. Damien, what's up, sucker Sam? What's happening? I'll see you in a few.
And my
Jacks.
grinder gear. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
Oh.
if you have a grinder, you need one.
Oh, I gotta buy the grinder. Oh, okay.
I might know someone who could get you one.
Nah, we might know somebody. April Larson in the building,
Yes.
yo. We'll be back with the raw deal
Yes.
in a while. Hunt down the next guest.
Thank
Stay
you guys
tuned.
so much.
All right.
Thank you, Ra.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
So dope. So dope. She is the grinder. You want to take that? It's the best.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Was that okay?
Oh, you're a star, dude. That's exactly what we want. Yeah. You always hold it down. My man. That's so everything's great. Everything's great. Yeah. Get your little plug.
You literally just missed it.
Yep.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yes, sir.
That stage hosted, I could watch it there.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
It's Facebook Live, yes?
Yeah. Facebook Live, YouTube, and Facebook.
Under Ra Hanna?
Raw Hanna on the Wire Creative Media.
Okay.
Down now. He could actually scrub back now. Yeah, it'll be there. I got like 2 more interviews today, then I'll be done. But YouTube, you can go back right now and follow. 3 o'clock, she's on.
Oh, it's on YouTube too.
Yeah. We're moving up in the world. That's what we do. We gotta be worldwide.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Who's next? You said
Jillian Whitten.
Well, you know, it's like going to the tax filing deadline next week.
Yes, no, yeah.
A lot of people making stuff there.
Absolutely.
That's precisely what it's going on. But also, all good.
Good stuff.
Good, how are you?
What's good, bro? That's what I do.
Hopefully I'll see you in my event, July 31st, August 2nd, or you just focusing on juniors?
That's first, so I can say. I'm with the kids, bro. I'm just letting you know I'm live. I'm live, yeah. Yeah, so that was April Larson, the grinder, in the building, holding it down. Coming up at 5 o'clock, it'll be Jillian Whitten. She will be in the house. We're gonna find out what's up. So I'm gonna hit her up now. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, because April was super engaging. You watch it now, you watch it later. As long as you watch, we good.
More easy say, you gotta go to 9-3.
All right, I'm going to go grab her up, I think. Well, we got time, right? We got like 45, and then I'll grab Jillian, and you guys are going to learn a ton from her. So maybe we sign off and come back. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to sign off, and I'll come back with Jillian Whitten. I think that's the move. All right, getting it going. Something's up with this Wi-Fi in here today, man. It's got like the